Doodad. I'm here with my man Steve from Steve's World. All things fun. He hates when I say that.
I'm changing the logo.
Yeah, tonight, guys. Thank you all for being here, and I see a lot of people already in the chat, which is awesome. We're going to talk about some resorts, whether it's if you prefer to stay on property, off property, pros and cons on a lot of different resorts, the values, the moderates, the deluxes. Steve and I are going to talk about a little bit of maybe some rumors. But first off, I just want to say thank you to Dean over at the Live Place for hosting our show tonight. He is already, I think he's over like 70 family-friendly shows now, streams on YouTube. So check him out, Dean, over at theliveplace.com and Dream is Empire. And he's amazing, just like the man I'm here with tonight. Steve, what's going on, Steve?
I'm not that amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe this much, but not that much.
No.
I'm just a guy that has nothing better to do than sit in front of a camera. So,
but you do it so well, my man.
It's up for debate, but I do enjoy the fact that we people come talk or come watch us idiots sit here and really don't need to talk about anything, to be honest with you.
I know that was just clickbait tonight. We're not even going to talk about resorts. We're just going to talk about you and I. That's all.
We do actually intend to deliver actual real information every time we go live, whether it's together, on our own, and sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. We just try to do it in a way that retains people's vision. So
no doubt.
I don't know if it works or not. We'll see.
I know Resort TV One's live, guys, too. So thank you guys all for being there. We just we're on their stream and we're still modding for them. But thank you guys all for being here. There's a few people in the chat. Steve, you want to be honest? I should do this on my own, but
nah. So we have Mike Wheeler, Samantha Lowe, Rachel Susog, Pam's Fam, Tammy Ibarra, Alex Bruner, Meg with Mickey's Magic, our sister, Arjohn's. Guys, Arjohn's will be streaming tomorrow. First ever stream. Hopefully not last ever stream. He's streaming Phantasmic, so go watch him, please. We have this guy down here, Kelly. Hi. We have Saria Myers, Tracy G. Alex, the first person that really ever came to meet me and Zip. Awesome guy.
So awesome.
Oh, wait, it just jumped on me really bad. Little Darlin, 715, Paul McDonald, and Keystone 76 ARJ, and Mary Murray. I think I got everybody. If I missed you guys, please repost. We will get back to you.
What's going on, Kel?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Thanks for being here tonight, Kelly.
I'm like running around. We kind of moved around the studios because we had a daughter move out, made some more room in the house. So we got.
How do you manage that?
What to move around? Get the daughter out.
To move her out.
She called, and her mother and I had everything loaded in the car in 45 minutes.
I think I remember you here talking about that the other day. That's impressive, though. You didn't tell me it was 45 minutes.
It was quick.
Oh,
she was pretty much ready to go, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I was actually trying to debate on whether I should take PJ's playroom and turn that into a studio. I'm like, and actually Nicole and I were like, PJ, you would want the smaller room, right, upstairs, and we'll take over your room because this bedroom's a lot bigger than this. And he's like, no, Dad, I don't think that's such a good idea.
You didn't present it right. You can't say you wouldn't want the smaller. You need to.
No, definitely wouldn't say that. No, I don't know how we put it, but he knows the difference in sizes in the rooms, and he's not having it. But
you didn't catch him young enough.
I know. Yeah, well, you got to bribe him with some ice cream or some arcade games or something. Thank you, Kelly, for being here. Thank you, everyone in the chat. We will be having a few more people in and out of the stream tonight, guys. And actually, the Blair Witch Project is here tonight.
Ooh. Live from camp in the middle of nowhere.
What's up, David?
What's up?
Are you white clawing it tonight?
I am trulying it tonight.
That's all right.
Because the hashtag White Claw shortage is for real.
I think it's only in Pennsylvania, though, because I'm having no problem getting White Claws where I am.
I
They're
got apple
saying they're
juice.
saying national.
Yeah, I don't see it. Not
I
here.
don't know.
Not here at
I
all.
know.
Pete
It's all
McDevitt,
good.
what's up? Punch it, Zippy. Pete's so awesome.
He is.
So David, how's camp tonight?
It's good. Literally just got here. Unloaded a massive fridge off the back of the truck. It's
How'd that
sitting on
go?
the porch. Better than expected for me, it being just me. So
Well, Steve and I definitely volunteered to come and help you, right, Steve?
Yeah.
We would have been
I
there
know
in a
you did.
heartbeat.
Nothing like driving 7 hours to help me for 10 minutes. Oh, Kelly would have been there too.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
Kelly, did you have a question? Your hand was raised, or are you just saying you would have too?
Sorry. I forgot ship rules are in play.
Always. Always.
You know I love driving, so Dave, I would have come out there.
Dude, it would have been like 13 and a half hours for you.
Call me sooner.
If you give us enough advance
Oh, I know.
notice.
I need to, right? Let's see if I can actually get some lighting here. There we go.
Kelly, where you going?
Oh, that creepy.
Gotta go help Dave with a refrigerator. I'll be right back.
I'll be back in a
right
minute.
back.
2.5 days.
I think
I
Dave and I talked about that today.
Yes. I only had to take 3 days PTO.
We knew you wouldn't mind, honey. It'd be, I knew your understanding. You'd
for real. So
And Dave, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say everyone's asleep but me. So
Oh, really?
well, I think Dawson's half awake. Winston's asleep. I think Gianna's either watching YouTube on the iPad, and Brandy is asleep. So party time.
So my wife's downstairs watching Aladdin with one of our neighbors, so it might get loud if the music starts playing. Let me know. We were watching it. I think this is the third night in a row we've watched it. You guys have all seen the Aladdin, right?
Yes.
Live action. I really liked it.
Live action?
Yeah. Oh, you watched it last night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's one of the best live performances Disney's done.
I would agree.
Yeah, I thought Will Smith did an unbelievable job.
Mm-hmm.
Aladdin, I thought, was spot on. They were debating downstairs if Jasmine could have been a little bit different. She plays the part well, but
yeah, I thought she did well.
Her look's a little bit off, they think, but I thought she was fine.
I thought she was good. I enjoyed her in Lemonade Mouth back in the day. I had to watch that movie about 6,000 times. So
what was it called?
Lemonade Mouth?
Lemonade Mouth. It was a Disney Channel movie with the girl from something Charlie. What was it?
I'm not sure.
You must be
Good
way
luck,
back
Charlie.
in
Thank
the
you,
day.
Gianna. She's awake.
She's
it was
awake.
Yeah, it was like 8 years ago. Gigi was 4 or 5. So, but yeah, we had to listen to the Lemonade Mouth soundtrack for probably 12 of the 17-hour drive to Florida one year.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know it pretty well. It was actually a pretty decent, tween girl kid movie. It wasn't bad. It was in the High School Musical ilk, right? Like they're fun to watch, really predictable, that type of stuff. But it was fun.
Guys,
but she was in it. She was one of the main characters. So yeah. Sorry.
This and that's only 7 away from 500. Did you guys know that?
What?
Did not know that.
And speaking of milestones, Brandy and Dave just hit 1,600.
Congrats.
Thank you.
And
you
about 20 minutes ago, I think I just hit 1,200. I think at 1,201.
Nice.
And and Steve, you're creeping up on 1,500, and I see Kelly, you're almost at 600 now. So
almost
all well deserved, and then some. It's awesome to hit a milestone. I love it. And yeah, PJ just hit 100 too. Very excited.
Yeah, PJ just hit 100. Kelly and I were talking earlier. His football stream last night had over 1,000 views, which is pretty awesome.
Oh wow, that was really good. That what a game too.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped Tampa won too.
Yeah, I don't
I
like
went
Cam Newton.
directly to bed.
I went to bed. It was I had not sugar plums, but the NFL potty dancing in my head as I was falling asleep. Kelly can attest to that.
Yeah, that was a great picture I got on that one. I actually got a picture of it.
Oh yeah, I sent you a picture. Yeah, most stuff. But I think it was 17-12. I think they just got a safety. I want to say it was 17-14. I think
14.
Something like that.
17-14.
And then I fell asleep, and I thought I heard a touchdown, so I thought that Carolina took the lead, but apparently they didn't. And I was very happy when they woke up. And I just saw Heidi Cook is in the chat. Once again, Heidi, thank you so much for what you've done for us with the pillows. And she is right now at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party in Magic Kingdom.
Oh wow!
The correct phrasing Zip is howdy Heidi.
Howdy, Heidi.
Howdy, Heidi.
Heidi.
I like it.
It has to be. It has to be howdy Heidi. Please tell me you get the reference.
You said hi to Heidi.
No,
howdy,
dude,
howdy.
Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Oh yeah, his girl.
Home Improvement.
Heidi.
Yep.
Heidi.
I haven't seen that in forever, Dave. Sorry.
I watch shows and then they go away.
I'm speechless.
We've let him down.
That was pop culture knowledge. It's a good thing my brain is chock full of random pop cultureness, as opposed to actual information that could potentially help me in life.
Now, see, if you would have said, "Hey, what was the name of Tim Toolman Taylor's assistant?" I would have said Heidi. But when you say "Howdy, Heidi," I'm not going to know what that means. When you want me to pull something from 20 years ago out of the blue, and you know,
that's how I roll, dude. Just telling you, random quotes will come out of my mouth, and I'll be like, "Do you know what that is?" And they're like, people are like, "No," and it's some obscure 1997.
And Dave, usually I'm right there with you on that
television
too, because
show.
I'm same time frame, so I usually get most of them.
I mean, when he tells me I get him. Robot. What?
We're losing you a little bit, Dave. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or.
I hope his face is frozen like that.
That would be great. Oh, I was just going to present them.
He's back.
Hi, Dave.
I'm back. Hi.
Hey, is that Bigfoot behind you?
What's that? Who's behind me?
Dave, lean a little. Yeah, is that Bigfoot?
Oh yeah, that looks like something behind you, Dave. What is that?
Yeah, right there. Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the It's the window in the door.
Well, it looks like
somebody's standing outside of it.
Yeah, it looks like from the Nun.
Little eyes. See little eyes looking through the window. You see that every now and then?
Hold on, I gotta present him. I gotta look closer.
That's a reflection.
There's somebody standing there.
No.
Oh, I see it now. It's the chair.
Yeah, I see it
in the window. It's more entertaining if it was somebody standing behind you.
Well, you would potentially hear a few
zip slips.
Gun reports.
Oh, I love it.
We got him looking.
Saying.
All right, before we get into the topic tonight, Steve, you got any rumors for us you want to pop out?
Oh, we're still doing that? Okay. No, I got it. I'm just kidding. Hang on, let me get them pulled up real quick. All right. So let's just talk about post.
Dave, is that a gun or a cane? What is that?
It's a wooden snake.
Go all the way out in the woods and have to bring your own wooden snake.
No, this thing lives here.
Hey, Dave, pass it up to me.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh. Do you have a snake? Because that'd be pretty sweet.
No, I probably could find one in PJ's room, but no, not on me.
Right.
So, post D23 Expo rumors still to come out. Brazil in Epcot still rumored to start by the end of this year and open in 2020. Wait, that's too many 20s. 2022.
I'm gonna miss that one.
2020 twin.
So again, rumor has it that it will still continue.
So I get yelled at for random Tim the Toolman Taylor references, and Zip drops like a random rap line from, I don't know, 2004.
Do you know the movie?
That was from a movie?
I thought Dave was just going to pull that out of the movie I was just talking about. 20
What were you-
twin. I can't say the rest of it, but
Twins.
No, it's not Step Brothers, is it?
no, Friday with Chris Tucker and Ice Cube.
Oh,
20
yeah.
twin.
Yeah, then words.
Then I can't say the rest.
What happened to this
No.
stream?
It's also
No,
also
right?
in at least one hip hop song that I can think of, but I can't think of what song it is.
Apparently, I'm not hip hoppy enough.
Yeah, Dave. Steve, I don't see you being a hip hop guy.
Well, I am. I'll tell. I will say this: rap music is my favorite music to listen to and sing. But I don't know what you're talking about. Twin, or whatever you just said.
20.
We'll tell you after the stream.
All right.
Josh is here too from Triple P, practically
Josh?
perfect pop common.
What's up, Josh?
Pam Fan, Cuz, Amy's here from AJC Magic TV, Mike Wheeler. Thank you guys.
Like, oh,
Continue, Steven.
The rumor that once was that the Figment ride would be getting an update has now fallen to the bottom of the list of rumors because they don't think it's going to happen now. So Figment may or may not still get an update for his pavilion.
I have a question.
Yes, David.
Was that rumor from Shep? Because it may or may not happen.
I assume if they're rumors from Shep that they're not going to happen. But so no, I'm just kidding. No, these are all rumors from me. Innovations West is closed now, and I believe has been started to be destroyed. Am I correct? Club Cool is closed. Starbucks has been moved. All that has been coming down for the new beer garden that will be going there, where the fountain is. The fountain is now closed as well. Hopefully, they move that. There's rumor that they were going to move that all the way down between the two buildings at the end, right before the lagoon, before the what is it called, a lagoon or lake, and where World Showcase is. They're going to put it down there on a pedestal, which would be that'd be awesome if they could get it down there and actually use it more often. So, and then the pin station is being moved to the front of the park into one of the buildings there that's already there. I think it's next to the camera shop or something. And it is going to become a flower garden. So we'll see what that looks like. It's all underway. Spaceship Earth, actually, believe it or not, has not been confirmed to close. Everybody knows it's going to happen. They just keep saying they're updating it, but they have not confirmed it actually closing. There's no way they're going to do what they're going to do without closing it, but it is going to be down for quite some time because they're doing a complete overhaul of everything from the entrance to the post-show area. So they can't keep it running without that. Then the Play Pavilion is still on tact. And what else was there? And they're adding more IP to everything, which I think is great. Some people don't think is great. So that's some Epcot rumors. We'll save the rest for another day.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so I was thinking about this today. I really wanted to talk about the resorts, and we always, when people ask me that haven't been to Disney, they always ask the question, do you guys stay always on property or do you do off property? And Nicole and I have always stayed on property. Our 10 trips, we've always stayed on property. Have any of you ever stayed off property?
I have.
Well, you live down there, so I'm not talking about that.
Too.
Okay.
I stayed off property in a hotel.
You have?
Yes.
And did you
never
did
do
you
it
like
again.
it?
Never do it again.
Dave, you have a question?
We stayed off property for one night before we checked in at the resort, but that doesn't count because we just hung out. It wasn't like it wasn't like we were trying to go to the parks or anything. You know what I'm saying? So I have no input on ease of travel or anything like that. The hotel was fine. The pool was cool apparently. I had just driven 77 hours. So that might have been the year I had to listen to Lemonade Mouth the entire time.
Did you
Not
say
100%
77
sure.
hours?
I was kidding. It was like 19 and a half. We hit like a boatload of traffic in Jacksonville and then again in Orlando, and I was just completely over life at that point. I needed to go to bed. It was very similar to Galaxy's Edge Day because we drove overnight.
There are pros and cons both to staying off property. You want to? Is that something?
Yeah. Well, first I was going to ask Kelly. Kelly, have you ever stayed off property?
No, I've always stayed on property.
All right.
Now, the only difference for me would be where one time I've driven and had a vehicle at my disposal versus using Disney transportation.
And some of the people in the chat have saying I have done both, and yeah, let us know if you guys what you prefer.
Oh wait, I'm lying. I totally stayed off property.
I feel like Shep's here right now.
Shep?
I stayed in a house with like 11 other dudes and we Ubered everywhere, but it wasn't like having to. Yeah, so we stayed. It was probably 15 minutes off property. It was an Airbnb. It was a house rental, so it wasn't like a hotel. So the house was fine. The only frustration was having to Uber everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But that is what it is. I mean, we could have rented a car. Actually, we did have a couple of cars there, so it wasn't bad. But it was like just me. So I was cool with leaving at 6 o'clock in the morning or 6:30 in the morning to get wherever we were going, and then not coming back until midnight or later. So,
and
there was.
And yeah, my wife's family, her aunt and uncles, they're just as much as Disney nuts as we are, and they stayed off property for one night. They were staying for like the week off property, and they just had it after the one night. They just wanted to be in the Disney bubble, and it depends. I mean, I have cousins that have gone with 8 or 9 people, and they've rented a house and had their own pool and everything, and that's great. And people love that, and coworkers have done the same thing and love it. And for me personally, I like when I go to Disney, I want to be in the Disney bubble. I want to be inside. I don't want to have to worry about renting a car. I don't want to have to worry about, the transportation. I just want to be inside that bubble. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. David?
I also feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And minivans do not travel off property. So,
well, that's the thing too. I mean, you're going to save a lot of money if you do stay off property. So it depends. And if you still want, if you're on a budget and you still want to go to Disney and the only way you can go is off property, then that's great. I mean, that's where the 50-50 goes. But
yeah,
I just personally go ahead. You didn't have your hand up, but go ahead.
I apologize.
No.
Okay. No, I was just going to say, if you are off property, consider Ubering everywhere you go as opposed to renting a car, because the parking at the parks is the opposite of cheap.
Well, that's it too. Yeah. It's what,
30 bucks?
I think it's 30.
It's at least 25. I know that for sure.
More than that now. Okay, I'll find
I think
it
it's
might be
30 now.
35. I don't know. Yeah, so I mean that's considerable. If you're looking at off property hotel rates and it's $110 and you add 30 to it because you're planning to rent a car anyways. Let's just take that out of consideration.
Right.
But if you're looking at having to pay for parking, it's $30 a day.
Mm-hmm.
If you add that into what your resort cost would be, you're at $145 a night. So depending on what you want level of accommodation wise, like the refurb pop rooms for $135, $145 a night.
And the refurb
and
all
the ability to use exactly
they mirror pop now.
Yep.
But I mean, I know you can rent houses for the week down there. So if you're going with like 10 people or something, 8 or 10 people, it's going to be less than $100 a person. You know what I mean? But
right.
But if you're a family of 3 or 4 and you're trying to make this decision, yeah, I see exactly what you're saying.
Well, and there's a whole bunch of ways to do the Disney math, right? Like, if one person in your family you decide to spring for an annual pass, because you might go twice, now you don't have to pay for parking
Mm-hmm.
at all. And if you really want to, then you get tables in Wonderland because you're going to be eating. So that's $175. And if you're driving anywhere to any of the resorts for a dining reservation, you can valet park for free, which is a $35 savings right there for valet parking at any of the deluxe resorts. So there's a whole lot of ways to make it worth your while.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same token, there's a whole lot of ways to do the Disney math to say, well, we'll just stay on property. But yeah, I'll tell you what, the staying in a house with a whole bunch of other, like, it was like 12 of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the way to go if you're staying for a week or more and it's a family or two. Have your own pool, as long as you're fine with dealing with getting to the parks. Go for it. I'm with you, Zip. I want to be in the bubble
Yeah.
as much as I can. That's when we go down for a family vacation and I'm locking the work cell phone in the safe. I want to be in the bubble the entire time. I don't want to deal with other BS, because then I'll just be like, well, I might as well check my email, and then you know how that goes.
And I 1000% agree. And we did one time book outside of the bubble, and about 2 days after my wife booked it, it was, I think, one of the Holiday Inns or one of the resorts right near Disney Springs. And 2 days later, she's like, I can't do it. It just canceled it, and then ended up booking Pop, which we love Pop. I mean, and that's where Resort TV 1 is tonight. They were in Pop and Art of Animation. And I know Art of Animation's a little bit more expensive because they have the theme rooms. That's one of the places that we've never stayed at. We stayed at Pop, I believe, 2 or 3 times. And we love Pop. I mean, the only downside is the pool. They don't have the slides on the Valley resorts, which if you're going to spend a lot of pool time, which if you're going in the summer, like we just recently went. So that's why we were scheduled to go to Pop, and we upgraded to the Caribbean Beach Resort because we knew it was going to be hot. We knew we were going to spend a lot of time at the pool, especially with PJ. And actually it was too hot to go to the pool some of those days. And but they do have the slide, and it's a little bit better atmosphere, and the Banana Cabana bar. So that's the only downside about the Valley resorts is, I think, is the slide for the pools. But the food is I feel like just as good. We stayed at All Star Movies, and that cafe there is, I thought, well, I had a steak inside there in the little 5 sections in the food court, and I thought the food was delicious. And they have secret menus. They have a lot of fun things for the kids. Would you guys agree with that?
For sure.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I think there's so many facets to deciding whether to stay on property, not stay on property. For example, my family, I'm probably in that room 5 hours a day. We are closing the parks.
Mm-hmm.
They're kicking us out, and we're trying to rope drop the next morning. And the fact that you stay on property, you get a little more sleep because you're closer. You can get there typically pretty fast. I typically don't have, I mean, I've literally been the last person on the bus and had the bus to myself going back to the resort, being, leaving the last of the park. So I haven't had to wait for a bus, and it's just like driving. So I think that plays into it too. There's some other things about staying on or off property, depending on what you want to do and how you want to do it and what kind of money you're trying to save or not save.
And and I totally agree. Real quick, I just want to say hi to Isaac Neal's here, Gary B.
Isaac.
Did we miss anyone else? I know I just saw RV into Disney was here. Christine Hickman, Dances with Goofy. Sorry, I'm just scrolling up again. And Kelly, do you do a lot of pot clothes and rope dropping consecutively? Because we tried to do that our first trip and didn't seem to work out as well. We were so exhausted trying to do our rope drops in the morning from the night before being out so late. Having PJ, I think he was about 5 at the time when we were doing it. It just was way too much. Even though we got to have the stroller with him, you needed some of that downtime. So do you consistently do that, or?
So we, as the kids have gotten older, we do it more and more.
Okay.
Every night we are. Having a 4-year-old ain't happening.
Right.
You're already, if you've got a 4-year-old, you're tired when you went.
You're tired when you get off the plane.
That's right. So when they start looking 10's a good age, I think, where the kids will outrun you at that point and keep up with you and be wanting to stay all night. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just cracking up. Pete McDevitt's messaging me.
Uh-oh, I don't have my phone. That could be bad. Find my phone.
What were you going to say, Steve?
So I got quite a bit to say actually here.
Go ahead, Steve. Talk to us, bud.
Okay, first off, the decision to make this is really how you like to vacation, because there are pros and cons to staying off based on how you vacation as well. So first off, staying off property, you lose every bit of the Disney magic. You are responsible for your own transportation and everything, but some of them off property do provide Disney transportation. If you stay at one of the hotels by Disney Springs, they have a bus that comes and takes the people. Now, it may not go everywhere, but it'll come at least take them to Disney Springs or somewhere where they can transfer buses and go. So there are some off-site resorts that actually do have Disney transportation. You don't have to worry about your cars. My number one tip to anybody going, no matter what you're trying to do, is somebody in that group should always have an annual pass. Always. Now, even if you're only going one time, I don't care if you're going twice or not. So first off, I paid $500 extra for my annual pass this year, and that was with the increase this year, by the way, right before I did it. So I paid $500 extra for my annual pass. Number one, parking is absolutely free everywhere, including the resort if you're an annual pass holder, because it's also like $19 a night to park your car at your resort if you drive a car by itself. So parking's 100% free. You get 10% discounts or 20% discounts on all merchandise. I don't know how many people want to do what they do, but I generally spend $1,000 when I go for 2 weeks. So it's pretty safe to say that I'm going to save $200 there. Photo pass is included with your annual pass. That's another $230 right there. I've already easily paid for my pass, and just before I even actually go to the parks. Along with that, you get your park hopper. You get to go from park to park to park. You get the same discount with Tables in Wonderland as you do. Well, some of them are only 10%, but you still get a discount on all your food if you do it that way, which, I always get the dining plan.
But not alcohol.
You don't get a discount on alcohol, but if you do the dining plan, you get an alcoholic beverage with your meals. And then the other advantages are I saved more than $500 on my room. When there's the annual pass holder room discounts, you're going to save that much money. So you're easily going to save your money from having an annual pass, even if you only go one time. So somebody in the group should always have an annual pass for all the benefits and all the different things. Now
go ahead. I have a question about the annual pass in a second. But continue.
And don't forget it, because just give me a minute.
Sorry.
So then staying off property, again, even if you're staying off property, somebody should have an annual pass. So if you want to drive your car to wherever you want to go, that saves you on Ubers, because Ubers can add up. If you're going to be like a lot of people, you're not just going to go, unless you're like Kelly, going to the park first thing in the morning, staying all day, and going straight back to a room or something. You're going to need 2, 3, or 4 or 5 Lyfts or Ubers a day, and that's going to add up very fast. Just because it is. I personally love the Disney transportation, just riding the buses and riding the gondola system and the monorail and the boats and everything else. It's just part of the experience. Now,
wait, you rode the gondola system already?
I was just going to ask the same thing.
I in my mind, I am. I'm on that gondola every time I see it go by. So they're putting them all in there. The train, you can ride them. Obviously, the train's kind of more of a ride than it is transportation, but all that stuff's there, and it's all worth staying there. So depending on how you want to work your vacation in, there are still pros and cons to staying off property and pros and cons to staying on property, no matter what style of vacation you're gonna use. Me personally, like I said, if you are 100% budget conscious, staying off property is going to be cheaper. That's the
Mhm.
only reason why I would suggest anybody ever stay off property. I do think you're going to spend money in the long run if you stay off property, though, and your vacation is not going to be as enjoyable.
Well,
That's my
that's
opinion.
just it too. A lot of people say that, and I feel like if you're gonna spend the money and you're gonna go to Disney, you're gonna have to do Disney the right way.
Mhm.
And I think if you are staying off property, like you say, you think you might be saving, but you're really not in a way. Many of those points that you just pointed out, Steve, but you're not. I don't know. I feel like a family that has the identical trips planned, identical days of each park, the family that's staying off property, I think is going to have a little bit, I don't know, more of a miserable time.
Yep.
I feel like the magic is what makes Disney, and you're not going to get the magic unless you're actually at even a Valley Resort. I feel like the Valley Resorts we've said it. I think they're just as good. Some of them really good.
Yep, and the Pop Century is centrally located within Walt Disney World. It's the
Mhm.
best one to stay at because the buses go in all directions and they have their own bus. So, I heard you say also Art Animation had some higher ones. Those rooms are higher because they're family suites.
Yes, okay,
So
because they have a
that's
Cars one, and
yeah.
They
There's
can-
well
they can
they have 4 different units and one of them is for single rooms,
mhm.
but it's the Little Mermaid section for I know you like it, but it's the one that's farthest away from the main lobby, so you'd have to walk to get there.
Okay. Go ahead, Kelly.
Basically, what it comes down to is how big is your family? If you got 4 people, you can stay in the single rooms. If you're 5 or more, you're going to have to stay in the suites.
Yep.
And Pop Century doesn't have suites. So that's
Yep.
when you start
Yep.
going to art animation and having to pay a higher price for that.
Yeah,
in the long run, it's cheaper than getting 2 rooms, though.
It is. But you also have to, here's another
Not
thing
always.
here's another thing. I'll let him get to that in a second because I agree with Dave on that. But it kind of comes to the point I'm going to make. If you work your vacation, if you're a first time Disney traveler, you're going to pay through the nose because you don't know the ins and outs or how to work the system. My last trip, Disney ended up giving me $75, I think, back on a card because I went from staying from one hotel to that kind of resort hopping and got Pop Century to leave me there because typically they have cancellations. They ended up paying me back money because I was able to save that money from paying the higher price to where was I saying? Coronado Springs the last 2 or 3 nights, and I ended up staying at Pop Century.
And
because I was trying to do my trip. But if you work your trip, you could probably save a whole lot more money, take advantage of the discounts, look at the free dining opportunities. Those are things that'll help you too. But I know that's not resorts, but it can definitely make a difference as to whether they're staying on property or not, because the Disney bubble is such an important thing. I know when my kids were little that when I took the girls, I think one of them was 6, the other one was 8. And we came back to the room every day, and it was Pop Century. We came back to the room every day, and their little Mickey and Minnie Mouse, they set them up in a different place every day, folded the towels a certain way. They made a scene out of it every day. That was special for my kids. You can't get that at the Holiday Inn.
No, and you can't. And like you said, that I'm a perfect example of that. 2 years ago when we went to Disney our first time, we might have spent like $7,000 on 10 days. We were at Bay Lake, Saratoga Springs, and then we spent 1 night or 2 nights at the beach club to finish off the resort. It was a special trip. I came into a little money, so we splurged on that trip. Since then, because I was just like, I don't think we can do this. Like, this is like a one and done trip. This is so expensive. Since then, the way my wife has planned it and budgeted out and being annual pass holders and getting all the discounts and being an annual pass holder, we try to go as much as we possibly can, whether it's for 4 nights, 5 nights, 10 days like our last trip. But we look for the flights. The flights are a really big thing for us. And if we can find JetBlue nonstop for 100 or less each way, and then using the JetBlue card, I mean, the JetBlue card can really work for you if you go and you're going to buy groceries anyway. You get 3 times the points by using your JetBlue credit card. Even if you have the cash, $150, go food shopping, use your card, get the points, then go home, pay the $150 on the card. And those points got to add up. And I think in our 10 trips, I think 3 of our flights our trips were paid for with our flights, just from adding up those points and everything. And And I want to say our trips are like less than $1,500 now every time we go to Disney because of being an annual pass holder. I mean, paying that up front, and that's another question I have for you guys in a second. That is a big chunk to pay for an annual pass holder, whether you have 3, 4, 5 people. So that right there is where you get hit the hottest. But it's the parks that I feel like they're most expensive. You're up to what, 130 a day for Magic Kingdom, times that by 3 or 4 people, times 7 days a week.
It drops drastically though the more days you stay. I mean, it drops. It drops way down.
It does, but it's still.
You're still at $500 a ticket if you get a 8 or 10 day ticket.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And
I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but you're still halfway to an annual pass.
But by having the annual pass, all right, so you pay that big thing at the beginning. Now, if you can get your cheap hotels. I mean, stay at the value resorts. Maybe get one-way airline tickets free. I mean, we really, budget it, and it's not that much money from all these continuous trips. That's why we've gone so many times. But that first one was definitely a kick in the what. But and not everyone can do that. So we were fortunate enough to be able to do that, and I'm thankful for that. But there is ways that you can get around it. The other question I was just going to say, I'm going to piggyback on that, is with the annual pass. Everyone here has the annual pass. I know Steve is. Dave, you are, right? Kelly, you're not.
Yep.
All right, Kelly.
This was the year I was going to do it. But see, I'm a little bit different because being a veteran, Disney takes care of me pretty well. I can get a 5-day park hopper pass for $250.
That's
that's not bad.
You're the exception. I'm gonna put you in the back room now. I'm gonna time you out. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I get 6 of those tickets a year. But I'll be honest with you, because of the benefits of AP, Mama and I next March are going to be AP. Yep. The 2 of us are going to get it, and then I'm going to use the 6 tickets for my kids when they want to go. And I don't know, maybe take Dave one time. I don't know.
So that's my question here, guys, for you. Our pass ends November 1st, and they just went up. And I don't know, what is it now, Steve? If you were to go without renewing it.
It's $11.99 or $12.99.
Right. So even just around the
$12.49.
Well, that's what I'm saying. All right. So with the discount, so say, all right, $12.49. Just say even $1,200, $3,600. You're talking for a family of just 3. Now, do you think it's beneficial to re-up your annual pass right away, November 2nd? Or do you feel like if you're not going for 4 months, if you renew it that day, November 2nd, it starts November 2nd. If you're not going to Disney for until like April or something, or 4 or 5 months, I feel like that gap right there is not worth the 10 or 15% you're saving by renewing it. I feel like you should just wait, go in April or go in March or whenever you're going to go, and then buy the annual pass then, and then it starts from the day you bought it then. You don't save the 10, 15%, but
yeah. So it depends how you do. If you're going to have multiple passes, 15% will add up pretty heavily across. I mean, that's $450 off of your passes that you're going to save if you do all 3 of them. You're going to save $450. So if you're not going to go for a long time, then I would say no, don't do it. But I only do one. Every time we go, we only do 1 annual pass. So it's a little easier for me to say, hey, that extra $100 to $150 is not going to be as big a deal for me. But if you do it like I like to do it, I get my annual pass. I didn't do it this year for some reason, but I get my annual pass every time I get a tax check, my tax refund back. So it's easier when I get my tax refund to just renew it, save that 15%, and then I don't have to ever worry about not having my pass. I can go whenever I want to go.
Right.
And plus, you get benefits away from Disney when you're an annual pass holder too. You still get like the magazine that you can get, and the information they can send to your house, everything. As a pass holder, I get my pass holder magnets still every time I do it. It just there's a lot of benefits to it, and you can, when you're booking, you get to save a lot extra money. Like if you're going to try to book a trip and do your annual pass, when you get there, you can't see the annual pass holder discounts on the computer. They don't show them to you, like for your rooms.
No, but you can call and get it, and you only have to show your annual pass before you check out.
That is true.
So they will give you an annual pass discount if you call and request it.
Yes, but you have to call anytime you want a price or anything. You have to go through Disney's phone system to get to what they're doing.
Yeah.
I book everything myself.
Which I do anyways.
So
I
one
do
of
it all-
Yeah,
I do it all
well, I
myself.
so one of the big reasons I
do
liked
both.
going to Disney was to be in the resort and actually put on Must Do TV and see my girl. I Must Do Stacy in the rooms. So I found out that if you just put her on YouTube, you can just watch her from home. So I'm saving so much money now, and I'm just
True.
I can just watch her on YouTube. So I think we're not going to upgrade our passes this year.
Wow.
So here's the deal. At least here's my thoughts on whether or not you should take advantage of the discount. You got to look at what your plans are for the next 12 months. If you aren't planning on going for 3 or 4 months, having that lag that you're paying for, at least in my estimation, is a waste of time, which equates to money, but it's a waste of time because now your next trip is in April. When's your next trip after that? When's your next trip after that?
Right,
Because
right.
you could theoretically start in April and then go April, August, October, Christmas, January, right? So depending on
gotcha.
what you're going to do, and
Right.
I know you guys go a lot, you can get 5 trips in. It's all about the number of days that you get in under that
12 months.
365-day
Yes,
umbrella
exactly.
as to whether or not you're saving money. If you decide that, okay, I'm going to take the $150 savings because you always go in November anyways, or early November anyways, then you might as well get the re-up then and just use that as your annual date, right? But I mean, Brandy and I let ours lapse. We bought them in August, went August 1 year for 10 nights. She and I went for 4 nights in January. Then we went and did another 10-night stay in June. So we ended up getting about 26 park days
Mm-hmm.
out of one out of one round of passes. Then when we re-upped, I went in January. I bought mine in January. She and Gianna went in May, and then we bought Dawson's in July. Now, if you're going to continually be going and doing this, like a lot of us Disney nerds do, that's also an option to do it. If you are traveling, like as the kids are getting older, we're breaking stuff up, doing our family trip, but also, whether it's marathon weekend or me going for whatever, and then Brandy and Gigi doing a girls trip, breaking that up and not having to drop, at least in our estimation, what's going to end up being about a $5,000 nut to re-up our annual passes at this juncture. Kind of nice to not have to do that all at once.
Right.
Just cash flow wise.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're talking about something completely different if you're talking about getting one pass for the discounts.
I'll be right back.
Versus an entire
Steve, take
family.
over. I'll be right back.
Gotcha. If you're talking about doing an entire family of passes, you are talking about something totally different because that is a big chunk of change to have to continuously do that you're talking about losing. If you're only going to be doing one person in your group, I don't think it matters that much, to be honest. And I prefer to be an annual pass holder year round, so I get benefits all the time. And again, I like doing it on the computer myself without sitting there waiting and talking to somebody. Just maybe because I've done it every trip I've ever taken, I've done it myself, and I think I do it better than they do. But that's just my own opinion. So, but it does make a big difference.
I think calling in. I mean, I've had good luck getting stuff done myself, but I've had even better luck calling in. Like I couldn't get an annual pass discount, even though I had an annual pass. Whenever we were staying at Coronado Springs, the system wasn't working. But when I called in, they escalated at 2 levels the customer service and applied it for the entire thing, and it was a 15-minute phone call. So I've never had a bad experience calling in. Sometimes you're waiting, but at least their hold music is better than anywhere else.
Yeah, the only time the only time I've ever
It's true.
had any issues either way is if one of the systems is out or not. And, you know, if there's an event going on at Disney, you're going to wait on the phone for 8 hours trying to get through. If free dining's come out, or if Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is out, or any of these other problems, you're going to wait a long, long, long time before you get through to Disney. I've done it before, just trying to get there myself.
Yep.
And sometimes you're going to dial the phone, it's just going to go beep, beep, beep. You're not even going to get into the automated system that gets you to a real person until.
Did you call the pass holder number?
I've called both numbers.
Did you call? Okay.
I sit with two phones. I sit with two phones when I do it, man. If I got a call, I sit with a desk phone and I sit with my cell phones, and I call both numbers back and forth, and they just never pick up forever.
Right.
But like I said, for me, it's easier for me to do it on the computer, and then if I want them to check for any special things, then I can have them. I can call every once in a while in the middle of the night when nobody else is going to be on the phone.
I have to call for the military discount. There is no way for me to do it online.
That's different. So
it is. So yeah, every trip that we do, I've had to call. I can go in and do it online and then call them later and have them apply the discount after that.
Yeah.
But I've had a lot of good luck calling and talking to them. I've gotten some extras because I've called and talked to them.
Mm-hmm.
Had them place me where the best places are for transportation, for example, like when we were staying at Riverside. Have them put my room right on the corner where I have like a 2-minute walk to the bus stop.
Yep. I do that too. I do that through the computer too. If you get a preferred pool room, you're sitting right there in the middle. If you get a preferred room, you're in the first building right next to the bus stop and the lobbies. And then when even if I call them to ask them for a specific room, they cannot guarantee me a room until I get to the property, but they can guarantee me that building because I paid for it. So, and I always stay in a preferred pool room.
But there are a lot of rooms that are in great spots that you don't have to pay the extra whatever a night for a preferred room. And there's a couple ways to make that happen. One is calling and requesting it. Actually had better luck using the touring plans reservation fax system. So you end up putting all your requests into a form on the touring plans website, entering it 5 days prior. They've actually done research on it, and they will fax it directly to the resort that you're staying at 5 days prior, which will then make its way to the room assigner, and it's like a 90% hit rate overall on what they've done. It's pretty solid. But the big thing about calling is I think at the end of the day it's easier to get celebrations added to everything. I mean, I've been on the phone with dining, and they're like, yeah, hold on, let me add it to all of your dining reservations. And they go through and do it for you. And I really don't even know if online there's an easy way to add. You can
type it in the there's a comments thing there. You can type it in for sure. And you can also just do that when but
not for dining.
Yeah, pretty sure there is. I'll look here real quick, but there's also you can go in and just tell them at the front desk when you check in, and they turn around and do it instantly for you too, and it goes across the entire system. They don't do it each and individual one. So again, it's you don't have to call in. You can, but you don't have to call in if you don't want to. Like I said, but again, I've done this. I've been over 50 times, so I know. For somebody that's going the first, second, third time, calling in may be a heck of a lot easier for them. So.
Right.
Gotta let the dog out. Hold on.
Let's wait for Kelly.
Wait for Kelly to see here.
All right.
Yeah, I'm kidding. No, go ahead.
Okay.
It's a quick trip.
What movie?
The Mime.
Animal House.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
I can't wait. Speaking of that, they're getting ready to do a new Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
I'm old.
I know. The third. No,
I'm
I was with you,
excited.
Kelly. We're good. Once you said it, I was down.
Okay.
We're good. Animal House is a classic.
It is.
They took the bar. We can't finish that
So-
statement, but they took the bar.
Was it over when the Germans invaded Pearl Harbor?
No.
Okay.
So we've gone from talk
Just let him go.
from a resort stream to nothing.
Oh.
So I will tell you, I enjoy being in the bubble. I just do. I've contemplated staying off. I've looked at it. My employer provides discounts for me to rent a house down there, and I've contemplated it, having 5 in the family. 4 is a whole lot easier,
Oh, yeah.
and a whole
Makes
lot
sense.
cheaper.
Mhm. Yep.
But when it just came right down to it, it's kind of like Nicole. You start doing it, and then you go, "No, I can't do it," and you gotta go find it. I found I was getting, even for Galaxy's Edge opening, there was nights I was paying $90 a night at Pop.
Right.
I mean,
Well,
I was shocked that I was able to stay at Pop.
Yeah. I booked Art of Animation for $111 after taxes. Not Art of Animation. I'm sorry, All Star.
Yeah.
All Star.
Yeah, but then Shep was gracious enough to actually put up with me in his room, so that got reduced to one night. But yeah, I was ridiculously surprised at how inexpensive All Star was.
All Stars.
Frankly, I was ridiculously surprised at how inexpensive the tower was at Coronado whenever we stayed there.
Yeah,
I don't know
that
if
was
it's still
shocking.
that way. But
Cricket Fox, thank you for your husband's service, and it takes a family to serve no matter what country you're from. But these discounts are only for U.S. military.
yeah.
Randy and Kathy, nothing like
sure.
being in a Disney bubble. No,
Yeah. So Dave,
I love you.
Dave, when you book dining,
I like a man.
and you get to the confirm screen, there's a special request thing that you can add, and you can put your celebrations right there.
Got it.
Right before you hit, I have read and agreed to the policies and hit reserve.
Him so pretty. But yeah, I gotta make sure the tushy's like
Isn't it past your bedtime?
sticking out there. That's much.
It is past my bedtime.
Not you.
Oh, okay.
You.
He's so cute.
I wish I could put you on presentation, but I don't have the controls.
Bye.
Okay, she's gone. Okay.
They're perfect.
I got a set of those too.
TTG.
Yep.
Yeah. Laura. Oh my
Why
gosh.
is Pete,
Right here.
why is Pete
What?
McDevitt sending me pictures of the Pittsburgh freaking logo? What are you doing, man? Is he in here?
He's in chat.
I'm back. Yeah. Thank you,
I thought they
Pete.
wiggled.
Dave,
They wiggle.
you're
They do
slacking.
wiggle.
I'm what?
You need a pair of duck
I don't
feet
have any-
ears.
Oh, I need to. Completely.
The little
There they go.
duck. That's great.
He's running. Okay.
It reminds me of Phil Her Magic with him sticking out on the wall.
Yeah. Actually, I can't figure out. I guess this
Completely.
is the back because there's a little tag there, but
The tuft goes in the front, I think.
I think it does. But there's a tag. If you look at there's a tag right above the tuft.
See, my tag's not there. My tag's on the side.
Okay, I mean, I got this tag, but then if you look real close, there's a little white tag right up inside here.
I'm not looking up inside there.
Just it's
Yeah.
like here, see it right there.
I don't even know what is
Yours
going
isn't
on
there.
right
It's
now.
above the tail. Like don't push
Why-
the tail down.
How is
You don't have that right
Zip
there?
not walked back?
Oh, I see it.
What are you
Yeah,
guys
there he is.
doing?
There you go. Perfect.
All
Nothing.
right, y'all gone. Y'all gone.
Nothing?
Y'all gone.
What I do?
All right. No, I meant I hit you by accident. What's up, Dave? What are those two doing?
I don't know. They were,
I don't know what I walked into. I saw ducks flying. Sorry, guys. We actually had company I wanted to say bye to. I'm like, you guys, I got to go upstairs and make my bed. I'll be back. And I started a live stream. And
You're very particular about how the corners
Go
of your,
upstairs.
your blankets are folded.
Military corners. Military corners.
what did I miss? Anything good?
We were talking about our
just
hey,
duck
breaking
butts.
news. Piano Rob just started a live video.
PR Rob?
Piano Rob
Piano Rob.
just started a live video. I'm gonna watch it.
Who's
Piano
Piano
Rob?
Rob?
Your boy from Jelly Rolls.
Jelly rolls?
Oh man, yeah. Well, we got to go, folks.
Oh, really?
Is that on the Instagram? Live video
Yeah.
on the Instagram?
My question is, did I see the whole video from Jelly Rolls?
No, you
No.
did not.
God, no.
You did
No,
not.
that's staying in the vault for a while.
That's we all get around a campfire and pull it out and watch it.
I was going to say that's going to be the next time we're at Jelly Rolls and be like, oh, just put it up, guys. Let's just put it up.
The thing is that maybe that should happen. So when we all get together again and we're at Jelly Rolls, we won't announce it. It'll just accidentally get opened up for like 4 or 5 hours while we're there and then closed again. And
No,
It'll be like the Ark of
there
the
will be a
Covenant,
new
something
live
to that
stream.
effect.
There will be a new live stream from Jelly Rolls.
I'm looking in the chat here.
Zips Butler.
Mike Wheeler's trying to figure out what we were doing.
We were
What's
showing
up,
the
Jelly?
tag on the Donald ears or the Donald feet ears.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zips Butler's here now.
I am in the house.
What's up, Pete?
Mr.
I-
McDevitt.
I heard that Steve was live. I couldn't believe it. I was surprised. I was like, oh,
No,
I gotta
oh,
see
yeah.
that.
I'm not live.
I can't hear him.
What do you mean you can't hear
Oh,
me?
no, you can't hear him?
You got to leave and come back.
Oh,
Can't hear him.
Not Pete. Not Dave. Dave has to leave and come back.
I love Pete.
he's the best.
Is he back?
He's coming, yeah.
Not you, Pete. Dave has to leave and come back.
Dave has to leave, Pete, not you.
Well,
Haven't-
Oh, can you hear him, though?
can you hear me, Dave? Go
I
Pitt
can't hear anything
Panthers.
right now.
Pitt
Dave,
Panthers.
you
Yeah,
need to
whatever.
Leave and come back.
You heard that?
No, I'm good.
He doesn't
Whatever.
want to hear what Pete has.
Uh,
He said something about go Pitt Panthers. I don't.
Dave, what if I
I
just
heard-
take you
I
out
heard him.
and come back in? Oh, you did hear him. Okay.
Oh, I heard him that time.
Oh, all right.
Well,
No, whenever you add someone, because of my connection, whenever you add someone, it goes all googity googity. So, but once they're in, I'm good.
You put it in a refrigerator. You put in a refrigerator. Put in a internet power booster.
I have that, and this is as good as it gets because it's backwoods, Pennsylvania.
this is the best it's ever been.
By the way, it is actually, and frankly, the fridge is money. It's gonna take a little bit to get it set up, but it is money, dude.
Awesome.
Nice.
You got crushed ice?
Super pumped. No, doesn't have an ice maker, but we'd have to hook up water, and that'd be bad.
Here's the best part about it, though, if you guys can comprehend this. The refrigerator has to have a lit pilot light at all times.
Nice.
It does.
Do the
Nice.
math on that one. The refrigerator has to have a flame to it.
You got hogs
Yep.
up there?
It's actually what's that?
Do you have hogs up there?
Hogs?
Yeah, hogs. You got hogs running around
Like,
You like outside his camp?
No.
up there?
Are you talking about like domesticated or
No,
like
feral.
a feral pig?
I need to bring you down to my spot where we got hogs.
No, I will. That's fantastic. I'm down for that, bro.
Breeze,
How do we go
want
from
to
a
shoot
refrigerator
bacon.
to feral hogs?
Right below Breezewood,
Dude,
Brew.
oh,
Look to your right, Steve. That's
we
the
gotta
explanation
talk.
right there.
See you, buddy. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Hey, I love doing it. Okay, it's great to see you. Love you too. Bye bye. Sorry.
Love you too.
Yeah, it's
How much
the,
did you pay that person?
love you too.
nah, it's the wife of the owner of my company, his wife and his son. So,
Oh,
wow.
nice.
Yeah,
So
you are
you're
more
at a
than welcome
convention
to
right
talk.
now?
and I'm at my national conference, and I actually talked to the owners of my company about trying to hopefully possibly making a donation to give kids the world future in the future here.
Oh
I had a
wow.
great talk with them tonight about it. Talked about the charity and what we did, and their son's got 1,500 Instagram followers. I got like 100. He was laughing at me. So
Can you get them to
That's hilarious.
subscribe to Zippity Doodad?
I told him about you. He subscribed to
Yeah.
me tonight. I told 500 people tonight at the end of my conference as I was going off the stage. I said, "Hey, if you got nothing going on tonight, you go watch Resort TV One for the next 30 minutes, and then Zippity Doodad late night." 500 people heard the whole thing. It was great.
That is awesome. Yeah, Resort TV One's still live. I'm still watching them.
Wow.
Oh, there
Yeah,
you go.
I got them on too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
You like
no,
that?
definitely. Well, we're
I'm out of
modding. We got a mod.
Zip, you like that tux I had tonight?
Brandy,
Yes.
Brandy had it on, but then she fell asleep, and I think her phone died or something. I don't know. I was listening.
I was enjoying it because they were at Pop and Out of Animation. And I love Pop. I love the huge Rubik's Cube. I love the Walkman. I love everything about that resort. It brings back a lot of memories. I had that Walkman, actually, believe it or not. I don't know. I think everyone did, but
I don't think I had a Walkman ever.
Who didn't?
Steven? Seriously?
I did.
I don't think so.
I did.
Cam's
See,
Corner,
I
what's
had-
going on?
CD Walkman. I remember that one.
I had
I
a
had
CD.
boombox.
I had a CD player with headphones. I don't know if that's considered a Walkman or not.
No, this is just
Walkman-
tape, man.
Yeah, they
Walkman
were.
we had was about this
It was
tall, about this long. You carried it on your shoulder.
I was visioning
No.
Steve with that. Breakdancing.
So
Yeah.
I had tapes, like whatever they're called, the tapes, cassettes for like 2 years before CDs came out, and I used to take them and record like songs I wanted to play to my girlfriends on. So
Right.
Oh,
Right.
that's great.
I'd send it to them.
Hold on, we gotta change the title here. Hold on, I gotta add a new title now. Hold on.
Oh my God. That's
It's old
great.
guy stuff. No, Steve. Yeah, man, I remember doing that. You used to make mixtapes for your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were only around. I found out what they were like 2 years before CDs came out. So
I'm
I
making
didn't-
Steve a tape and sending it to him with Journey.
I don't know what would I even put it in to play it, man.
I remember it was a big deal. If you had a car
See you guys
stereo
later. It's
that
good to see you.
flip
I'm
sides
live
without
with Zippity
taking the
Doodad.
tape out.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, I'm live with Zippity
Top,
Doodad on the internet. So, it's great to see you guys.
top,
Thank you. Absolutely. See you next year.
top 5
Live with Zippity Doodad.
mixtape songs for your ladies in the 90s.
Well, Journey had to be in there.
Still in the
Jodeci.
90s?
Jodeci.
Wait,
That's
hold
not
on.
the 90s.
What?
Jodeci for sure.
REO
Jodeci.
Speedwagon. REO Speedwagon.
Are you talking about just like one song from these
The
people? You're not talking about like a whole.
90s.
You're not talking about.
The
You're talking about tape you made.
The 90s
Mixtape.
were not kids.
Top 5 songs.
I don't even know who was around in the 90s.
Yeah, I don't either.
Sure you do.
Keith Sweat.
Boys to Men.
But I knew Boys
Keith
to Men.
Sweat.
Boys to Men. Keith Sweat.
Yep. Keith
What,
Sweat was
is-
great.
what stream? Just what are we doing now?
I told you we wouldn't stay on resorts very long.
It's so off topic. I love it.
Um,
No, but I like this topic.
Oh, Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit. I know that one.
yeah, but that's not.
Oh,
For
Zip,
your
your
girlfriend?
favorite Zip.
Not
Your
for your
favorite Zip, Spice Girls.
See you,
was
brother.
there.
You going, huh? Go to bed? Be safe.
Tell me, talking to Zippity Doodad.
I'm sitting here live. You want to see I'm live with Zippity Doodad.
Wow.
This is like Steve at Walmart.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy. Be safe. I told everybody.
I should have sent you a bunch of
We
buttons.
could make this into a.
Oh,
the best
We
thing
can make
was
this into a Steve at Walmart.
the best thing was great. I'll do some of the stuff here. You tell me. The best thing was when we did the Instagram picture. I was up there telling them hit Zippity Doodad. Make sure you like and subscribe. The owner of my company's just looking, shaking his head. Great. What? One guy came up and goes, "What's a zippity doodad?"
What's a zippity
Did you guys ever put Sir Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back on your
Oh, great call.
Well,
To my
obviously.
girlfriend.
Yeah, but not for your
Well,
girlfriend's romantic
I don't
night,
know. I
dude.
would-
No, not for
Ice Baby,
girlfriend.
Vanilla Ice.
Oh,
No.
well,
Ice
All right,
Ice
so
Baby.
listen.
listen. Go
The theme song from Armageddon,
Yes.
Mm.
right?
Close Your Eyes or whatever from.
Okay.
Theme song from Armageddon.
Was that 90s?
Too close
Late
from
90s,
too
yeah.
close from next. That might be
98, 99.
that might be early 2000s.
That was Aerosmith. The
Yeah,
Armageddon.
This version.
Yeah, that was that.
1998. Yep.
Too close from next, which we can't play here. And I don't know if that was 2001 or if Brandy was awake, she'd be able to tell me. Oh, come on. You said Keith Sweat, right?
Yeah, Nobody
Wasn't
from
there
Keith Sweat.
what-
Oh,
That's a great song.
Yeah.
yep.
Great call.
Yeah. I would have to say Rex in Effect Rump Shaker,
Oh,
but I don't know.
that's a good one. That's a good club song.
That's 93, bro. That's going way back.
Oh my gosh.
Rump to the rump to the rump. That's
What
a
did
great
this
one.
stream turn into? Zip?
I know. Well, I think we lost 9 people. We're down to 18 watching.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah.
Everything I know is in
Talking
the
of-
80s. I mean, you're looking like Top Gun. You're looking like Dirty Dancing.
Well,
you're-
obviously.
So here I
Oh,
typed
those are all
actually-
80s.
Actually, Take My Breath Away should be on every
Right?
yeah, exactly. And what was the Chris Isaac song?
Oh,
It's Wicked Games.
Wicked Games.
So I just
Yes.
I kid you not, I just looked up 90s mixtape and there's albums of it. These are the songs that are on this one particular oh, I know that one. That one's good. Hanson's Mbop, Beck Loser, Spice Girls. Woman.
I did slow jams.
Well,
Yeah.
This Is How We Do It by Montel
If it's
Jordan.
for your,
Love You for Life by Jodeci.
yeah, that probably work out. Love You for Life by Jodeci. Yeah.
Soundgarden,
Yeah.
that was good.
Brandy, top 5 mixtape songs in
Shy.
the 90s
I don't-
for your
Shy.
girlfriend.
Ice Ice Baby made the list,
Shy?
Shy.
but there's one on here that's
LSG, My Body.
Cranberries Zombie.
H-Town, Knocking
Oh,
the
yeah,
Boots.
that's a great song.
I love
H-Town, Knocking the
H-Town.
Boots.
Zip's going down a wrong path here. Zip is going down a wrong path.
So great.
I want Brandy to tell us the songs that Dave sung her to woo her in that.
Dave
Great.
didn't have to sing to her though; it was the hair.
It was the hair, but he was up there crushing it.
All the hair.
Silk, Freak Me.
Oh, Bed of Roses. Yes, Brandy's yelling.
Bed of
at me now.
Roses.
Songs. Bed of Roses. For sure.
Babyface.
Zip, what side are you on?
Baby.
I'm on 90s.
You talking about Kenneth Babyface, whatever?
No, just Babyface, man.
That guy's
What'd you
from
say?
Indiana.
When can I see
Oh,
you again?
Brandy just said Steel Kiss from a Rose.
Yep. Brian
Oh, that-
McKnight.
That's
Brian-
good. Yeah.
Brian McKnight is strong.
Brian
Yep.
McKnight.
All for One.
Apparently,
I do
Which
remember
All for
that.
One?
All for One.
and One for All.
I Can Love You Like That.
Thank you, Zip.
I Can Love You Like That. That's good.
What
one? What Brian Adams?
Oh yeah, Heaven.
Have it. Great
Everything
song.
I do for you, Brian
Heaven.
Adams.
Yeah.
Brian Adams.
Yeah, everything I do it for you.
He was
Yes.
Canadian.
What about the Jelly or the This and That's new theme song from Jelly Rolls? Bon Jovi's.
Which one?
Yeah,
There was very specific. It's not. I would. It's not. I would die for you. It's.
Living on a
I'll be
prayer.
there for you.
I'll be there for you.
Whitney Houston.
I'll be there for you.
See you, Eric. Be safe, buddy.
Little Whitney
All right.
Houston.
Bye, Eric.
Great to see you
Whitney
guys.
Houston
Let's
action.
get back
Be
on
safe,
topic.
okay?
Thanks for being here, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Hey,
Why?
Zippity
I'm pretty
Doodad.
sure this is the best topic.
Hey, yeah,
we've
follow
ever talked
Zippity
about.
Doodad. Like and subscribe.
What's that? What's that?
Zip,
Oh,
Zip,
Brandy
I'm helping
said-
you pick up subscribers. You need to help me next Thursday.
Dances
This
with
is-
Goofies. Dances with Goofy right there. Savage Garden. Truly, madly,
What?
deeply.
That was a good song.
That
Yeah,
was
truly
that
madly
was
deeply.
the
Deeply. Yes.
jam.
That
Brandy said no.
What, Randy? That
Well,
was
no.
that was
No,
my
she-
go-to.
was it in the 90s that you guys
she
did all this,
just
or was it in
pulled
the
out-
80s?
She just pulled out probably the best 90s song. Now it's not one that not a song you would put on for your girlfriend, but Snow Informer
Oh,
Yes.
be on every.
lick your boom boom
See-
down.
See,
wasn't-
I like that because that was rap, and that's what I grew up on. So
I like the Paper Boy and the Ditty.
Okay,
yes,
I got
Well, now
I still have those songs,
Nice.
man.
That's awesome.
I have
Now
a
you're getting into,
question.
you're getting into
We're going-
my genre now.
What were you three
So
doing
we're
in
going-
1993?
In '93, I was in
Yeah.
junior high. I think
I was
I was in
What?
detention.
I was 13.
Kelly, I feel old.
I was
Oh my
I was
gosh.
in, no, I was in 6th grade.
Oh my God.
I was
Holy
17.
crap.
I had been in the
No,
Army
that's
for
what Cliff said.
5 years
Oh,
and got
thank you for your
married.
service.
I was getting ready to get married myself.
I was
Wonderwall, Matchbox 20.
I was in
I-
6th grade.
I was a 13-year-old chasing Brandy around, but she didn't want anything to do with me then. Throwing quarters down her shirt. She just yelled.
Nice.
That's a for real story.
Oh man! Speaking of Ian Ziering, I was just watching 90210, the new season.
Zippity Doodad?
What's up, buddy?
That's my man Steve. He heard all about Zippity Doodad tonight.
I heard Steve do some zip slips last night.
Like and follow. Good to see you, brother.
Me?
Peace, man. Be safe.
No,
No,
that
not you.
Oh, that's
That guy. That guy.
last night on the NFL network here.
Oh,
He had some
I'm
zip
on with
slips.
Zippity
NFL
Doodad.
Network.
Oh, they was great.
Oh yeah, guys, seriously, we got to get back on topic. What are we thinking? Good vibrations, Marky Mark.
Mm.
Good Vibrations was Beach Boys.
No,
Marky
Marky
Mark did a version of it too. It was totally
Yeah.
different.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Yep.
Marky
He-
Mark had like one good song.
They
Maybe-
weren't so funky.
Maybe it was Good Vibrations. I don't know, but
Brandy's throwing out salt and pepper songs that I'm not allowed to say their
Salt and pepper.
title.
But what about TLC
Salt.
Waterfalls?
yeah.
TLC. Yeah, Brandy.
It's a good one.
All right.
If
So,
you're wrong.
yeah.
Were we not
Brandy
just
should just
talking
be on
about
the
a little
stream
bit?
because she's throwing all kinds of 90s pop.
What about Milli Vanilli?
They didn't
Girl,
sing
you
their
know
song.
it's true. A chef sung those.
Ooh,
Now you got me looking.
love
Um,
you.
Oh, my mic's. I'm sitting here talking to you guys. My mic's muted.
We can hear you.
R.
Yeah, we
Kelly.
You can now. I just unmuted it.
R.
R.
Kelly?
Kelly,
Now
your
we're getting
body's
to the
calling.
2000s. So yeah, but that's like 2001. Well,
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still in
And I'm-
90s. It came
not
out in
sure.
90s.
I'm not sure who he's singing to, what kindergartner he was singing to at that point.
Oh,
question.
God.
Oh, and
I
so
keep-
anyway, that's why you should stay at Pop
I
Century.
keep coming across H-Town. It keeps making me laugh.
So my
H-Town.
favorite two rap groups of all time
Who?
are Bone Thugs and Harmony and Eminem. Eminem's
okay.
Eminem's solid.
He's not a group.
Yeah. They're all right.
my favorite artists of all time.
I like
love Bone Thugs
like
and Harmony.
B.I.G.
See, Kelly and I, if Kelly listened to rap,
Notorious.
we were back in the days of Dougie Fresh when the DJs were mixing everything.
Who's Dougie Fresh?
Dougie Fresh, look him up.
Dougie
So-
Fresh, man.
When all the rap initially started with the days of all those initial guys, he was one of the ones.
Dougie Fresh. Oh, Doug Space
Well,
E
I
Fresh.
don't think. I don't.
We're
I don't think
so-
His
Died.
most famous song was called "The Show."
People
So he didn't have
tomorrow
a-
are
he
going to
didn't have
watch
a
this on the
famous song,
replay and be like, "Oh, I can't wait to see what resort I should be staying at." And then
No,
next
no,
thing
no.
you know, 20 minutes later, they're going to be making a mixtape.
Yep.
Yeah, of all Tupac and Cypress Hill.
All right, so I got a Tupac story.
Cypress Hill.
I got
see him?
I saw
Wait,
Cypress Hill in
no,
concert.
No, this is even better. So, Tupac lived here in Baltimore my junior and senior year, and I went to parties with him left and right for like a year, and never really knew who he was. We just knew him as that kid that was creative.
The hell out. You hung out.
I got
with Tupac?
pictures. I got pictures. I got an old picture of a party I was at where Tupac was like 2 people over from me, and we just knew him as that creative kid because he was there and he was doing more art and stuff like that. It wasn't a lot of singing at the time, and then years later I found out that holy crap, it was Tupac Secure. I didn't even know it. So, it's pretty cool.
So Pam's fam was neighbors with Eminem
That's cool.
back in the day.
You see him out cutting his lawn.
Wait a minute.
I'm learning
need to
so
see this
much
picture.
tonight. Zip. Like, I need to see this picture too. This is better than the Dave has hair Ian Ziering picture.
What picture are we talking about?
Pete McDevitt
And
Pete
Tupac.
McDevitt and Tupac would be.
Oh,
Oh my god!
dude,
I will.
don't
if
doubt
you-
this guy. He
wait
shows
a
me
minute.
pictures of all kinds of famous.
Wait a minute. Steve-
I don't doubt him. I just want to see it.
I'll have
Pete.
to. I'll have to go find it.
Pete, go find it now, and I'm going to
He's
change
not
my
home.
thumbnail. I'm going to change my thumbnail
Zip,
to you
I'm
and
in,
Tupac.
I'm in Fort Lauderdale. How am I going to go find it?
Have your wife send it to you. It's going to be my thumbnail by tomorrow morning.
What I got to do is, it was a friend of mine that put it on their Facebook page, and I didn't even know it existed. And I was sitting at my daughter's basketball game last year, flipping through it. I was like, "Oh my God, that's Angie's picture from her house." And I look right there, Tupac's in there. I was like, I was at that party.
Oh, so wait,
believe
it's on Facebook. So we
Yeah, I
need
got-
to get on Facebook and
Oh,
go
well.
find it.
I got to go find her thing and see if it's still on there.
Kelly's on it. Kelly's
Yeah.
on Facebook right now looking for Tupac.
Look, you guys haven't found the Jerry Springer episode that I was on, so I ain't worried about it.
Kelly's like, did you see MySpace?
Yeah, I was on Springer.
Are you like one of the guests or in the audience?
I was a guest who got in a bar fight with several people, and we actually had the bar fight because my wife at the time, or girlfriend, was out showing pictures. Well, she got mad at me because I was showing pictures of her and I doing things alone, and then I showed the pictures at the bar. So she came down to show me up. I got in a bar fight. But then we went out to the live on the stage, and she left me for a stripper from Vegas.
Guys, the answer is Pop Century. Stay at Pop Century.
Yes. We're
Wait,
set.
time out. I need a recap.
That's
a
the
different
truth.
stream. That's a different stream. Maybe when we end this one.
What was the name of the show?
We're going to have to cut that out.
I honestly can't remember. I was looking for it the other day. I used to have a tape of it, but I can't find it. But yeah, I went out there. I actually picked a fight with a guy in the crowd, and the security guards grabbed me. I went to tackle a guy in the crowd. So
Resort TV 1 ended. We have about 10 more people in here, so I don't know if a few more are going to come over. So yeah, so about Pop Century.
About Pop Century.
I've stayed
Whatever
there.
you do not go back and watch the last 20 minutes.
sorry,
This is so
I apologize for Shep railing the show. I apologize.
No, it's so great.
Well, there's other stories you guys don't even know yet that I'll share.
I can't wait.
I just happened to
Fallon,
type in.
what's up, brother? You leaving? I'm on
I
here
just
with
happened
Zippity
to type
Doodad.
in
You wanna say
Jerry
hello?
Springer, Peter McDevitt
Zippity
in
Doodad.
my search
Hello.
engine.
Zippity Doodad.
What's up, buddy?
How you guys doing?
Don't forget to hit the notification bell.
Yeah, make like and subscribe. See you, James.
Ring the
I
bell.
did the notification bell. Ding dong.
Well, I already know Pete told everyone to like and subscribe, so I'm just telling everyone that comes in to hit the notification so they know when I'm live.
So true.
Boy.
Kelly, you okay over there?
I'm fine, thank you. He was in a moment.
He's
Kelly's
looking.
Kelly's trying to find that episode.
Yes. Kelly's awesome.
I think my name on there was Joe Shaw. I didn't use my real name.
Oh, so I'm looking up the wrong name then.
Yeah, it's Joe Shaw.
Steve's
Joe Shaw.
on it right now.
I'm sure it's out there somewhere. To be fair,
I typed in Jerry Springer Joe Shaw and it says, "And I'm pregnant by him." The Jerry Springer Show.
That's exactly what I got.
I don't know. It might be because it was other people on that show. There was some other stuff going on. She wasn't pregnant though. She left me for a woman.
Oh my god.
The bar fight was great. The guy that I fought was actually my best friend in real life.
Hilarious.
So
Jerry.
my brother went to hedonism in Jamaica with Springer.
What?
There's a lot more stories that I could tell you off topic, offline.
Way off
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah, we'll talk about that off camera. He played basketball with Dr. Dre. He moved because the country wouldn't let him build a privacy fence.
No, I didn't.
No, I was talking to Pam's
Oh,
comment.
okay.
So yeah, Pete, are you a annual pass holder?
I am an annual pass holder and very proud of it. And I will be at Magic Kingdom at Rope Drop tomorrow at 8:00.
That's right. You said that, and I forgot your convention was down there.
Yep, I'm going with Donna and Nick and probably R. Johns, I think, to Fantasmic tomorrow night for the dinner thing.
Oh, so you're gonna be with R. Johns when he's live?
Thank you. I appreciate everything. Awesome. Be safe going home. Sorry, that's one of my VPs. I don't mess with them. Yeah, I think is R. Johns going live tomorrow night?
Yeah, he said he was.
Oh, I can't wait. That's going to be fantastic.
Oh,
That's going to be fantastic.
He's streaming Fantasmic and then ending the stream.
Oh, it's going to be great. I can't wait.
That's
awesome.
But he's not going to turn it on until it starts. Then he's
I'm
going to turn it
I'll
off.
get it.
Is he going to talk at all?
I'm going to get him
I don't
talking,
know.
and you guys can text me with questions if he doesn't, because I'll have my phone right there. Because Nick called me and said we got the dinner package and all kinds of stuff. So
oh, he's got to talk to the chat a little bit, right?
yeah.
I hope so.
Oh, it's going to be great.
I hope he
didn't know that.
doesn't. I hope he turns it on, streams it, and turns it
Turns it
off.
off.
Turns it right back off.
That'd be the GTO move for R. John, just in
Oh my
general.
God.
Oh, it would
That'd
be so
him.
It'd be so him. So Pete, you got to find out his PayPal information and keep throwing it in the chat so we can send him
Yes.
PayPal.
All right,
Instead
yeah,
of super chats.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll find it out because Don will tell me. I'll get
Oh,
it.
so great.
If
Donna was
if I can't get it, Steve can.
so Donna was sending me
Figure it
all
out.
kinds of aerial pictures tonight from Pop Century and Out of Animation because they were there.
They're at I think they're at the Halloween party. Or at least Nick was calling me from the Halloween party.
Oh,
So I'm not sure what.
And
I
I
can't
don't
wait.
know.
Amy said he's not only going to just film Fantasmic in the stream, but then he's also going to delete it afterwards.
Oh gosh.
All of this sounds right.
Oh, so great.
So let me ask you guys this.
Hang on a minute. My dog
Here-
caught a cricket. I'll be right back.
Your dog's got what?
He caught a cricket. I'll be right back.
Oh my god. Somewhere right now, Rachel's losing her mind.
So
So
Oh, yeah.
so on the resorts. So
Hey.
why stay at a
Zippity
modern
doo dah?
resort over
Zippity
a not?
Zippity Doodad. He's loving
What's
it.
up?
Oh my god. Like and subscribe. Hey, you guys want to see Zippity Doodad? He's right here. Hello. Good to see you. Does she have alcohol? What are you doing? Oh Lord. See you, brother. Be safe.
Brother. Is this your YouTube channel for your?
Yeah. Thank you, dear. I appreciate it. Sorry, guys. It's a little crazy down here.
Pete, you
Night,
should
ladies.
Pete, you should be live. Pete, you should be live interviewing everyone with your Disney that mic.
I'll go. Yeah, well, I don't have that with me, but I'll go interview somebody if you want. All you gotta do is ask. I have no problem doing it. Having a
Have
little
you
fun.
ever heard of Zippity Doo Dad? And what do you think of him?
Okay, I'm gonna go find somebody.
So while he's finding
Hold on.
somebody,
Can I do it this way? Can you hear me
Yeah.
without me doing the thing? Hey guys, see ya. Travel safe across country. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I can't hear you guys. All right, Pat, you heading back? When's your flight?
I'm driving to St. Augustine tomorrow morning, so I'm getting a rental car.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Zippity Doodad? That's Zippity Doodad, bald guy right there. Have you ever heard of Zip?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's heard of you. Yeah, there you go. Any questions? My thing's not working right now. Oh well, travel safe.
Later. Appreciate it.
Let me get this fixed, guys. Let me go out and come back in.
Kelly, what were you gonna say?
is there a difference between why would you want to stay at a moderate resort versus a lower resort,
The value?
value resort? Why would you? What would make you want to make a difference between those?
All right, I can hear you now, guys. So now I can get the questions that you want to hear. All right, let's go.
Hang on one second, Kelly.
See you, brother.
No problem.
See you. Rodney, have you ever heard of Zippity
You're right.
Doodad? Zippity Doodad. A Zippity Doodad. Any question? You have any questions, guys? Yeah. Questions? Any questions?
We got answers.
We got answers right here.
Oh, we got to ask the
Right.
questions?
Yeah, give us the questions. You're what? Hey, I'm on the
Let's
street
it.
live.
Let's quick. Come
Go
on.
ahead. There's Rodney.
What's up?
Go ahead,
What's
Steve.
What's Pete McDevitt really like?
Oh, he is wonderful. He's the greatest man in the world. You've never
This guy
met
lies a
anybody
lot.
better.
This guy lies a lot.
I may lie a lot, but hey.
Are you
that's what I
related
do.
to Ryan Shepard?
All right, guys. Y'all have a great time.
Rodney, there you go.
Bye. Love you. Happy birthday.
Thank you, sweetie.
Welcome to
Who's
the Victory
Ryan?
Club.
Happy birthday.
Yes. All right, let me go see what else we got going. Dave, this is your chance, man. You've been waiting for this one.
Oh, I
It
know.
may be too loud in here. There's still a lot of people drinking. Houston.
What's up,
what's the
Noah?
score right here? 21-14. Let me see what we got. Sean, come here. Sean, come here. We're gonna interview Sean George live. We're gonna interview you live, Sean.
Oh, live
We're
interview.
gonna ask questions. Zippity Doodad, Steve's World. This is Myers. and
How we
Mouse,
doing, guys?
And Brandy and Dave. You can ask them any
What's up,
questions.
Sean?
Who are the Falcon fans here?
None.
Wait. Oh, there's off a lot of silence.
None of us.
A lot of head
Yep.
shaking.
Right there.
A lot of silence.
From New England.
Oh. Anybody NFC fans? Are we all
Nope.
AFC here?
AFC.
AFC.
Oh,
AFC.
God
All
bless you.
right, so go ahead and ask Sean any question you
Okay,
want.
what we
Yeah.
got? What we got?
Pretty much.
Sean, what's Pete McDevitt like in real life?
In real life, Pete is the life of the party, and he's the MC of every event we have.
We know that.
Pete is the man. So
Yeah.
I don't know if obviously he's the man in your environment too, probably. So
He
he's
is.
exactly who you see.
I'm
He
not
is the
Steve's
MC
World.
of our events too.
No doubt.
Oh,
no
well,
doubt.
yeah. Well, hopefully he's not the Steve Irwin of your world.
Good night.
That didn't end well for him. So,
Sean has had a beverage or six.
yep. Sorry. Yep.
Hey,
My wife's here tonight.
this is the guy I'm taking. I'm taking Eric.
Oh, Eric. Eric's up.
Eric's going to
Eric's
Disney
up.
World for the
You're
first
live
time.
now. Eric's
Eric's going to
How you
Disney
doing?
first time.
First time going
First
to
time
Disney
Disney
World. He's a
World.
pass holder in California.
Dude, you will not be disappointed. You're going to walk in and go, Disneyland fits in this one park in Disney World.
You know what? I am excited, and I going with the master of the park right here, and I'm excited about getting to see Star Wars Land, everything, because I have not gotten a chance to go to the one in Anaheim yet.
Oh.
So
Nice.
I'm
You're
going
gonna
at a
love it.
perfect
Congratulations.
time, and no better person to go with and show me around and show me how to enjoy the park properly.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
Is
Here it
Pete
comes.
all of your guys' boss?
No, Pete and I. Pete is the regional on the East Coast. I'm the regional on the West Coast.
I just wonder why everybody's being so nice. That's all.
Okay, real quick. I have another. Not so much a question, but a tip. You have
Yeah.
to go to Galaxy's Edge with Pete at 1:45 in the morning. That's the best time to go with Pete.
Yeah.
That's when
1:45 in the
we were
morning.
there.
Oh Jesus! Oh, you know what? I actually went. I actually tried getting online when you guys were doing that. I called him and he said, and he told me to get online a couple hours later, and my feed was not. It wasn't coming up right, so I didn't get to see it. But I did get to see the pictures the next day.
You just need to go to Zippy Doodad and like and subscribe.
Yeah. So, well, I look forward to going. I'm going to enjoy this next couple days and everything. So,
Have a
all
blast,
right.
my man.
All right.
Have a
Thanks,
good
guys.
time.
You're in good
In the
company.
lobby. 4 a.m. in the lobby.
Agree.
All right, let me see what else we got. Hey, see you, buddy. Travel safe going home.
I think we unleashed.
Absolutely. You want to
feel
go
like-
live?
I
Wanna
feel
go
like
live
we're
with
going
the
to
boys?
Toledo.
Here, who is
With-
this?
with
Who is
Dave.
this? This is Zippity Doodad. You got Myers and the Mouse.
What's up,
Steve's
you guys?
World,
What's
Brandon
up,
Dave,
man?
Some of the best YouTube Disney channels out there.
Disney, I love it. Disneyland my whole life out in California. I love it.
So
Nice. Everyone's from Cali out here.
go ahead and
Oh,
ask.
yeah.
Go
Oh,
ahead
yeah.
and ask him any questions you want.
Yeah, shoot. What do you got?
I don't know. Are you going to Disney with Pete tomorrow?
No.
Yeah,
No.
Me and Shaver are going.
Yeah, Shaver.
Give us some dirt on Pete.
Yeah, give us some dirt on
Give
Pete.
us a story
You know,
on
I
Pete.
don't know him that well.
Toledo.
I could give you some dirt, but I don't want to embarrass him.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, you guys.
See
Take
ya.
care, man.
Bye.
See you, man.
Hey, brother, be safe, okay? All right, thanks. Travel safe.
All right, we lost Dave. So
right.
let's answer Kelly's question real quick. While people are here looking
Yeah.
for some resort information, Kelly, you asked why
a
would you
moderate
choose a
resort
moderate
or-
resort or a deluxe or a value?
I still think it matters 100% on how you want to live your vacation, basically, because the moderate resorts they have better pools. I mean, if we're going to be honest about it, that's really the only real difference is they have better pools and luxuries. And if you're going to stay in there and you like to do that, then that's fine. I'm like you, I spend less than 5 hours a day probably in my room. So I'm not going to pay for a lot of stuff I'm not going to use.
Mhm.
I say that now I'm DVC, but for me, I don't know. I don't even go to the pools that much, so it's not worth it that much to me. You got to look at how much you're actually staying in your physical room, because you can go to all the lobbies and all the restaurants and everything else in any of those resorts. If you want to go just chill out at Polynesian, you can go chill out at the Polynesian. It's just what you're staying in
Live
that
streaming.
room. The difference
Why?
is
'Cause
not
it's
only
fun.
the rooms, but then you can only
Travel
go to
safe.
the pools that you're actually staying in,
Thank you.
supposedly.
Mhm.
So realistically, that's the only differences between resorts is your room, how much time you're staying in your room, and what pool you want to swim in. Outside of that, you can still go into any lobby and any restaurant and any gift shop.
Yeah, and I'll piggyback on Steve. I agree with everything you say. But see, being with Nicole and PJ, I know PJ loves the pools. I don't know if it's because he's spoiled and he's been to Disney 8 times that he'd rather be at the pool than the parks. He always talks about the pools. So we do spend a lot of times at the pools, unlike Steve. And so having that extra slide or I mean, all the pools. I mean, if you look at Yacht Club, Beach Club, that pool is a top notch with the
Pirate
sand.
ship.
Yeah, it is.
Well, the pirate ship, but just the sand at the bottom of the pool, the lazy
Yeah.
river. You can swim forever and just get lost, and then you can get into the kids section, and then you're in the pool, but you can go up in almost like built sand castles because there's sand there for the kids to play with. But not just that, like when we were just at the Caribbean beach, it was a little bit of a pirate theme, and there was little slides and like rock structures with with bars on doors and windows. You almost felt like you were in like a pirate scene. I mean, every resort has great pools, but the value ones are definitely lesser than the moderate and
And
the
one other
deluxe.
thing with that as well is the moderate resorts are quieter as well. So
True.
when families come with a bunch of kids the pools get rowdy because they have more rooms. So there's more rooms in those value ones. They pack them in. You're going to have a lot more people in the pools. If you're going for the pools, it makes a big difference in what your decision is.
Mhm.
So I said it matters how you want to live your vacation. And if Zip goes to the pool, what do you say? At least half your trip, you're in the pool sometime, half the days.
Well, we try to spend at least every day an hour or two to break up the day, mostly between hours of 1 and 4 when it's the hottest and you'd rather be in a pool rather than at the parks. But
and that makes a huge difference on whether you would want to stay there for that, because like I said, the only real difference is number one, it's quieter, I guess, and number two is the pool, because a room's still a room. When you start getting to the luxe rooms, you start getting on those balcony views where you can, Wilderness Lodge, Copper Creek, and all those, and you can just kind of hang out at the top of a 6th floor balcony and just overlook the trees and everything. The view, if you like resting and relaxing like that, then by all means, it's could be worth it. But for me, I don't spend any time in my rooms, and I very rarely go to the pools. So,
and one other thing too is I don't recall on the value resorts, but on the moderate and the deluxe, they always have like a DJ, and
they do in the value too.
They do it in value.
Yeah, they do all kinds of. They do trivia. They do something all the time, and there's also movies they play every night too at the pools.
Yes, they do the movies at the pools, but like they'll have a big beach ball and like there'll be 40 kids in the pool. Keep it up,
around.
And then they'll have stuff interacting for the kids. Like you say, hula hoop challenges, and they'll get like a bracelet or a necklace. And actually, PJ at the last resort, they had these little things we could build. He called the Shep. Actually, the middle name Shep. We don't know what the first name is, but it kind of looks like Shep. Actually, look at the eyes.
The pools
But-
do increase greatly from value resorts. They're just basically, like Zip was saying, they're just plain no slides or anything like that. You start going moderates, they start getting slides. When you start going to the deluxe, like the one at the Polynesian and the which one is it? Coronado that has the temple, I think.
The Coronado does have
Coronado
a
has a temple on it, and we start getting some of those better, what we call it, they consider moderate and deluxe resorts. The pools get far better. So if you're there for that, that's well worth it. And some of them even have a separate little kiddie pool with like a playground that's a wet playground.
Yeah, actually, Caribbean Beach, they have that big, huge. It's like a bucket that's probably half the size of this room, and it takes about 15 minutes to fill up with water. And then when it fills up, it just dumps. And you got to hold on to something because your kids are going to go splatting everywhere.
Wow.
But do you guys know which resort has the fastest pool? I mean, fastest slide.
Fastest slide?
Yes. Do you know that they have recorded it, the fastest
I know
slide.
Blizzard Beach, but
No, I'm talking for resorts.
No.
I would guess it's the one at the Poly.
It is. It's the one at the Poly. Yep.
Wow.
We asked the cast member, and the Poly was the fastest slide.
I'm the spotted monkey here in this group because I always stay off property.
Oh, so that was part of our topic early on.
Why do you choose to do that?
Yeah.
I choose to do that because I haven't stayed on property in probably 8 years now. When I was down there and we stayed at, God, I can't remember actually where we stayed, but my thing was I was spending $2,500, $3,000 for a room that I was basically walking in, taking a shower, sleeping for 5 hours, and going back out. So, hey, what's up, brother? Travel safe home, okay?
Likewise.
All right.
Thanks for everything, man.
Love you guys. Be safe.
It must be the party must be ending where Pete's at because he's the only one staying.
No, they're all in the hospitality suite. There's still like 125 people in there. It was too loud, and I didn't want you guys to have to go through that.
Could you bring a +1? Because I would have went with you.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's a good time. It's a beautiful Western resort. But my whole thing with that is I didn't want to pay that type of money for walking in, sleeping for a couple hours, taking a shower, and leaving again. And I travel a lot with work, so I get a ton of Marriott points. So like the last trip when we were down there for Beverly Challenge, I was in town for 6 days and I didn't pay one penny for my room. So that's more money that I can use to do other things and buy more stuff is the way I look at it.
And that's something you got to factor into it as well. Like,
right.
Again, it all depends on how you live your vacation. If you have point systems like that and you can get all that kind of stuff, then it's worth it to do that. You got to deal with the transportation and stuff like that. But again, every person's situation is going to be different for what's best for them.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm lucky enough too that I rack up the rental car points. So like the last trip, I didn't pay for rental car, didn't pay for hotel. My airfare, I had my Preston and mine's airfare. I had so many miles that we flew down. So the only real expenses we had were the gas that I had to put in the car and then whatever food and stuff we bought. And when you can do trips like that, it makes a big difference. And I can't do that all the time. Plus, I mean, I have the advantage too that my office is in West Palm Beach, so I on purpose fly into Orlando, get a rental car, go to the parks, go to work, go back to the parks, fly back home.
Now, Captain Akron in the chat. I'm sorry, guys. I'm ignoring the chat like usual. But Captain Akron 27 said, "How do you think the Skyliner will affect your choices now?"
It won't affect mine because my favorite, like I said, I just joined DVC, so everything's going to change for me. But I always stay at Pop Century because, again, I don't pay the extra money for the other resorts because I just don't stay there enough. And the only reason why I didn't stay at Pop Century this past time is because they gave me free dining if I went to All Stars. Otherwise, I'd have been at Pop Century again. Pop Century is centrally located, and it has its, like I said, it's got its own bus system. It has a Skyliner depot now between it and Art of Animation, so it'll just encourage me to stay there even more, I guess, if anything.
Yeah. That's a pretty cool place. I mean, I do miss the Disney love not being on property. I will say that. But, I try to get more. Yeah, I try to get the most out of it is what I try to do.
So what about extra magic hours? Does that matter?
That's a great point. That's a great point because one of my friends was messaging me and he's going in February and he asked a few questions about because he knows we're with touring plans and everything else and said, "Do you know what time the parks are staying open till blah blah blah?" And I know it changes with magic hours. And he asked me, he goes, "What's magic hours?" And I explained to him, and he always stays off property, so it's not going to benefit him. Right. But I mean, magic hours is
I
mean,
think it's important, Zip. I think it's important for a lot of people that especially want to get up and try to get onto some of those rides. I mean, I guess I look at it that I have a small luxury in the fact, and Kelly is on board with me on this, that I have the DAS pass. So
Yeah.
I never like I'm taking Eric tomorrow, and I'm able to tell him you're going to get on Pandora, you're going to get on everything because of that pass. Which I mean, Steve saw me in. I mean, what it does. I mean, I walked in with him and Shep had their fast passes. Devin, I didn't have it. I walked over to the kiosk, hit my thing, and then walked over to the thing and walked right on with them. And it makes a huge difference because Disney takes care of those that have had their challenges, and that's a great thing that they do. You know, so that helps me a little bit.
Here's one other big benefit. One huge, massive benefit for staying on property. You can book your dining reservations 180 days out, and you can book your fast passes 60 days out.
Yep.
And if you want to ride certain rides and you want to eat at certain resorts, you have no other option but to do it that way because you will not get them.
Correct.
If you wait until you get there.
Absolutely.
So that is another huge, massive benefit for staying on property, unless you got, of course, a special military pass or something like that. So but that's the only way. I mean, there's times when I know exactly when it opens. I know I'm on the computer and the phone both trying to dial and everything, and I still don't get what I want every time because everybody else that knows about it, all the travel agencies are doing the exact same thing because that's just how it works.
And that's a good point, Steve, because we were able to get Flight of Passage fast passes, which that was, and still the hottest ride. I feel like even with Smuggler's Run and everything else. But when we try to, because we'll get our countdown in 60 days out at 7 a.m. We have our alarm set if it's whatever day it is, and we get up a little bit early. We game plan. Nicole will start at the beginning of our trip. I'll start at the end. We'll grab our fast passes, meet in the middle, and towards the end of the trip, we were trying to get Slinky right at 7 a.m. 60 days out, and we couldn't actually get them. We could get Flight of Passage, but we still couldn't get Slinky. So even so being 30 days out is going to be that much harder.
Yep. You know what? I talked to 3 people down here this week that are Disney people. They like Disney. They want to go to the parks. They hadn't been in years. And I told them all, I said, if you haven't been in years or you haven't gone and you think you're going to like it, stay on property, experience it all first. Get the full feeling of what the full Disney experience is, and then make your decisions from there, what you think is the best way to do it.
Yeah, well said. I think that I agree with that. Go ahead, Cal.
I brought up the extra magic hours because the parks are closing earlier and earlier over the past few years.
Yes.
And it's actually, to me, I mean, I'm somebody that likes to go, and I mean, I'm gonna spend every minute I can. Yeah. So now that they're closing these parks earlier and earlier, I think these extra magic hours by staying on property is making a big difference. And and there's some of us that know that there's ways to deal with that, but for the most part,
I'll be closing this room in just a minute. Okay.
They're going to they're going to miss out on a lot of time. If they're staying for 7 days, that can, some of those extra magic hours, they used to be, there was times if you stayed on property, you get 3 more hours in the park at the end of the day.
Well, that happened with Galaxy's Edge too. This past when it opened on that first Sunday, you got 3 extra hours in Galaxy's Edge on September 1st or whatever. Because
6 to 9 a.m.
And to kind of piggyback on what Kelly's saying, and Amy mentioned it in the thing too. Not only if there are extra magic hours, though, especially in the morning when you get in 2 hours before anybody else does, that means the lines for those people that are still trying to rope drop that aren't resort guests, there's already backup lines. So not only, even if you rope drop, you're already an hour or 2 waiting, plus whatever it is everybody gets on with you. So it can push back a line a lot farther than normal. So,
look, gentlemen, I'm gonna jump off. I gotta get a couple hours sleep before driving 3 hours to get up there for rope drop. I appreciate you having me on. You guys all know you got 3 great individuals here. Hey, Dave, be good, bud. Be good. I need to go say goodbye to everybody.
No worries.
Like and subscribe. Zippity do that. So I love coming on with you guys. You guys are extremely knowledgeable, and I figured to put it out there. So
thank you so much, Pete. We'll see you tomorrow night, definitely with iJohns.
Absolutely, I'll be on there. I'll finish it with this. Punch it, Zippy.
See you, buddy.
Change I got it. No, that's great. I was glad Pete jumped on. He's a character, and I love watching you and Kelly and him and Dole Whip Dad on Thursday nights. And I'm gonna jump on one of these times.
We're gonna drag you on one of these days.
It's so Wednesday nights this and that, and it's like we go to like midnight, and I
At least on stream.
yeah, and
On stream.
and
On
I
stream,
got PJ's bedroom right there. I got our bedroom right there. Try to be a little quiet, but it's hard to with these crew. So on a Wednesday night, I'm trying to not wake up anybody else, and then by Thursday night, I'm just crashed out, laying in bed, and I just enjoy just listening to you guys on the big screen because everyone's sleeping. I'm enjoying you guys, but I will do Zip in the Basement on a Thursday night and check you guys out because
we appreciate that.
There's some great games coming up, but I don't miss it. And Corey goes live on Thursday nights, and we mod for him too. So we spend time with Corey, and then we jump over to you guys when he's done, and it's always a great time. And you guys have something extra special going on with that NFL watch party. I don't even watch the game. I just watch you guys, so it's enjoyable for me.
Thanks. We'll appreciate that. Love to have you on.
And just a quick tip. I love how you guys have in the banner on the bottom of the screen what the score is.
Oh, thanks.
I do like that. And if you could throw maybe the time, update the time, like 13 minutes to go in the game, right beside the score.
That's a good idea.
Or at least what quarter it's in.
Yeah, that would help me a little bit too.
Okay, that's a good idea. No, I'll do that. I figured it was last night. I just started doing it. So
you did, and I loved it. I'm like watching it because I wasn't on the chat and I wasn't on my phone. I was just watching you guys on TV, and I was enjoying it. But yeah, so I think I would stay at a Disney resort every single time I go.
For sure.
And I know back to the resorts, and maybe it's just me. I love the Poly. I love the yacht club. I love the beach club. The boardwalk was okay. I know it's in a perfect location. If I had the choice, I would definitely stay at the yacht club over the boardwalk. But the moderate resorts like Saratoga Springs, the Caribbean beach that we just stayed at, I love those.
Fantastic.
For the price, I think that's the way to go. I mean, especially because I like to golf. So Saratoga Springs is my wife's aunt and uncle who live across the street from us. It's their DVC home base, and it was our very first resort that we stayed at when we went to Disney 2 years ago. So it's always going to be special to me being our first Disney resort. But I personally love it. I love Saratoga Springs. I feel like you're actually at a resort and not so much like a hotel. Like we stayed at Bay Lake that first year too. And Bay Lake was great. Don't get me wrong. You could we were going to talk about pros and cons for every hotel, and we kind of got away from that. But Bay Lake is great. Bay Lake, you can walk the Magic Kingdom. You can go to the Top of the World Lounge. You can go to California Grill, the Wave, great restaurants. But Bay Lake felt like a hotel to me. They had a great pool and everything else. But from going from Saratoga Springs to Bay Lake, I preferred Saratoga Springs. I don't know if that's just me. Have you guys been to Bay Lake or the Contemporary?
Again, it
all stayed there.
Yeah,
I've been in there. It depends on your preference and each one's unique in that it's a different theme and what's around it, what's at the resort that you're staying in. Like, I know that the Contemporary has Chef Mickey's. It's very popular. To me, Chef Mickey's is very underwhelming, except for the character experience. The food is the same everywhere. It depends on what you like. I mean, for a first timer, I loved going there. I thought it was a great thing. But now that I've been there, and I know there's so many better options for food and other things, because food is one of my determining factors of how I make my vacation. I've done everything there is to do now. Now I want to experience like food and things like that. And those meals mean something to me. And that, just going to the dinner shows and the things like that, that's what I like to do at the end of an evening after a fireworks show or right before a fireworks show, is to go sit and get a good meal somewhere and try something new. And I plan my vacation around my meals now.
Yeah, and I agree. Have you been to California Grill?
Not there yet. I was going to try it we couldn't get a reservation.
Kelly, have you?
No.
Yes, so we haven't either. And like I said, we stayed at Bay Lake. So that's definitely on the bucket list. We didn't want to bring PJ there, so that's kind of like I want to be a little like a romantic. I think they've said how great the fireworks are, but even if you have like a luncheon or a late afternoon reservations, they said you can actually bring your receipt and go back and watch the fireworks there.
Yes,
which is awesome.
And that Cali Grill brunch, you could stay for it overlaps the breakfast and the lunch both.
Mm-hmm. And actually, if we still had Dave, he's sorry because he couldn't get on with his connection. He did take advantage of that.
Yeah, and he's been trying to get us to do it for a long time too. So that's on
our bucket list for sure. And when we stayed at Bay Lake, we didn't have the view of Magic Kingdom with the fireworks and Space Mountain and everything. We actually had Bay Lake to the back of the resort. But you know what? They had the electrical parade on the
water pageant.
The water pageant. I'm sorry, the water pageant. And I didn't realize how late that goes because we'd be at 10:45 or something in our room or a late night, and that thing is still going on with the music out back. It's but it was cool because it's Disney, and it was great to see, and PJ loved it. So that's all that matters.
I'm going back and looking through chat here. Sorry, real quick.
No, yeah, same here. And Dave said he lost his connection, so he was sorry he couldn't come back on. I did see him in the chat. He did say FYI, too close from next dropped in 1998. Brandy confirmed it.
You can't go wrong with staying on property anywhere you stay. You can't.
Agreed.
Depending on whether or not you want to deal with, and again, if budget is the massive main factor in your determining what you're doing, staying off property is probably your best choice if you do everything else right, because you're going to stay there cheaper, but at the same time you can also stay there and it be just as much as staying in a Disney hotel, depending on what resort you actually stay off at. If you stay at a more luxurious hotel, you're going to pay more than you're going to pay for staying at a value resort at Disney. So it's all 100% up to you and how you want to do it. And there's no wrong answer.
You got to save a lot of money. I mean, you got to be getting like a $50 a night room, in my opinion. If by the time you're paying for an Uber or renting a car, you've got to have a dirt cheap room.
Yep.
And I was just looking at one of my pins because I actually forgot the resort. But also, guys, it depends on where your room is located, because I was just looking, and we stayed at Port Orleans one time, and it's a great resort. It's beautiful. It kind of reminded me a little Saratoga because it's like 2 levels, so it does feel like it's at a resort. Pool's great. They have a ton of great things there. What's the piano guy that they have there?
Bob.
Yeah. So we didn't get to see that night while we're there because we were with PJ, and I think he goes on kind of late, but our room was so deep that even to do the pool, laundry, or even to go get coffee in the morning, you had to walk quite a ways. So Nicole still liked that resort, but for me, where the location was, where they put us in, granted, it was a week because that was I think it was 2 years ago, a year or 2 years ago. I'm sorry, but they had the hurricane down there. And they actually closed the park for a couple of days. So it was right when we were going. So we had to cancel our trip. And luckily, we actually rebooked it for a week later, which was great because we saved money. I forget where we were supposed to stay, but where we were staying to Port Orleans actually saved like $400 for the week on switching resorts. JetBlue, the flights were cheaper, so we actually saved on that. So it actually worked out. We were benefited by the hurricane, unfortunately. And our neighbors were down there the week after, so we actually got to spend a couple of days with them at some of the parks, which was priceless.
Cool.
But Port Orleans, we were so far in the back. We were pretty close to one of the bus stops, but to walk, like I said, to go get a coffee, to go get breakfast, to go do your laundry or something, and it felt like a mile to walk, where some of these resorts are like right on point. So I feel like. And even actually, real quick, the Polynesian. We've stayed at the Poly twice, and the first time we stayed, I didn't even like it that much. I'm like, for the money we're paying for this, where we were located, we were kind of near like the bungalows, closer to the transportation center, like far off to the right. If you're looking at the Poly, the last time we stayed there, we were right next to Trader Sam's. Great location, right by the pool. We actually brought we checked the bag, so we actually brought our own Jack Daniels and
Yeah.
put it in our luggage. So we weren't even paying for drinks at the pool. We were going back to the resort where our room was so close to the pool. So it was such a different experience at the Poly the second time compared to the first time. So I really do feel like it's where your resort is, where your room is, and I think it has a lot to do with it too.
90% of that's up to you as well, though, because
True, it is.
because like I will always pay for a preferred pool room. It puts you poolside right by the lobby. If you don't want to do that, pay for it. It's only like $10 a night to go up to a preferred room, and another $10 a night to go to a preferred pool room. But a preferred room itself will put you right next to the lobby and by the main buses. So when you stay in those more moderate and deluxe resorts that they are spread out and they have 3 different bus stops around them to get you around everything, it's going to be worth it to stay in a preferred room or a preferred pool room because it's going to put you up by everything.
Right.
Well, the other thing is too, you can request, hey, I've got a young child. I need to try to be closer, and they'll make every accommodation that they can to put you up further. But if you don't, they are going to accommodate the ones that do ask for it.
Right.
And then you're going to go way back there.
Well, like Caribbean Beach was five bus stops.
Yeah. Caribbean Beach is way spread. I think it's the most spread out one they've got.
Yeah.
You make a valid point, Steve. Basically, first and foremost, always ask.
Yes.
Always ask for what you want with Disney, because if they can accommodate you, they will. But if you don't ask, they won't
right
surprise you with anything. If you ask for a special room, or for us, when I'm dealing with a scooter and a wheelchair, I need like ground level. I need some things.
I always ask for ground level too, and I've not one time have I ever asked for ground level and not gotten it.
Right. But you just got to ask. Yep. Don't be, especially if you're a person that hasn't gone, or you're on your first or second or even third trip. Ask. Go to the front desk when you check in. Ask for an upgrade.
Yep. The worst they can say is no. So you're in the same spot
right.
where you were when you started. So I totally agree with you.
A lot of people get an upgrade just because they asked. And they don't pay any more for the room. They get an upgrade.
Yep. If it's available, they'll move you into it because they want to make your stay a lot more special. But
so actually, real quick, to touch base on that, we were at the yacht club last January, and we checked into the room, and I think Nicole booked it, and it was 2 beds, but we asked for a cot for PJ. They didn't have a cot, so the beds were kind of high, and he's a tosser and a turner in the middle of the night. So we were like, do you have bed rails or anything like that? Because this kid is going to fall off his bed. And we were so far back in the yacht club. We were at the furthest point from the pool and everything, which was whatever. You open up the balcony and there was trees like right up on the balcony. So there was no view at all. I think you might have been looking at the back parking lot. We just checked in. It was late. Usually we're there first thing in the morning, but this trip, we arrived kind of late. I could tell Nicole was a little antsy. So she's like, can you see if you can do anything? So I hate asking, but I said, yeah. So I went to the front desk. I said, look at, my son, blah, blah, blah. They said, Mr. Coppola, no problem. They ended up moving us. We had a view of the pool right below our room, and we were 2 doors down from the front desk on the second floor, prime spot. You overlooked boardwalk, and for no charge, they just lateral moved for us, and it was priceless. And all you have to do is ask. So I think if we stayed in the room we originally were at, it would have put a damper on most of the trip. But by just asking, it made a world of difference to Nicole, PJ, the whole family. And I think it made our experience a lot better. So just ask. If you're not happy, just ask.
Across all the many times I've taken trips is how I learn all my stuff by making those mistakes. And the way I figured that out is because my mom needed double hip replacement surgery once, and she also got this thing called the Disney rash, which we didn't know was a thing. We had to go to the hospital for it because she was hurt. It has something to do with the heat off the bricks and everything else. But we walk in, they go, "Oh, you got the Disney rash," and they know exactly what it is. But regardless, so she used to have trouble until she had her both hips replaced. That was my dad, both knees replaced. she couldn't get around it. Well, and the first time I didn't ask for anything, the first time we all went together, I didn't ask for anything, and we got stuck in. It was at Pop Century, but it was way off. Like Pop Century kind of goes to the right with the 50s and 60s, and then you walk out of the lobby and it goes all the way there. Well, we were all the way back in the other room, and I came in and I said, "Look, is there anything you guys can do?" And we actually had the only bad experience I've ever had with a cast member was at this time trying to deal with this too. And I said, "Look, can you guys do anything for us?" They moved us like, I don't know, 10 rooms closer. And I went back up and got another cast member. I said, "I'm sorry. I just asked for this. I know you guys just moved us, but it didn't really help." I said, "I really need to try to move somewhere else." And she did. She put us right in the next building, right off the side on the ground level, so that when my mom came out, she could go straight to the lobby and we didn't have to go walking a mile just to get there. So they have it available. You just, like you said, you just have to ask.
Right. And which it's great because I mean, if it's there and no one's using it, why not ask? So
right. Yep. Right. I know the first time we went back in May, we had we had everything planned, we had everything booked, and the night before we were supposed to leave, literally, I think it was not even the night before, it was the night before. Night before we were supposed to leave, we get a phone call. My mother-in-law has to have heart surgery, and they were talking about doing it in the next 2 days. Canceled the entire trip, flights, everything. Next morning, we get a phone call, and they say, "Well, never mind. We're going to wait a couple of months." We just canceled an entire Disney trip.
Wow.
I got on the phone that morning at 10 o'clock. I got the phone call at 9:30 that we could still go. I had nothing booked. And by 10 o'clock, I had basically rebooked everything except for flights and the last 2 days of our stay. We got there and we did not have a place to stay the last 2 nights we were there.
Wow.
And literally just went to the desk every day. And the third day I went there, they were like, "We got you taken care of. Don't worry about it. You're good. And we're not even going to make you move. You can stay in the same room and everything. We got you taken care of." They're going to do everything they can to help you.
And real quick, because this is the fourth time I remember this, and we go to something else and I forget to do it. When you guys book your trip, highly, highly recommend, do not try to spend a couple nights at one resort, a couple nights at another resort, and a couple nights just to experience it. It's not worth it. You'll lose so much time. And I know you can transfer for your luggage. You can do all that kind of stuff. There's checkouts and check-ins, and you got to go through the whole process again when you get over there. If you want a good preferred room, you need to be there well before check-in time. So check-in's at 3. I always check in by 8 to 10 o'clock in the morning, so that way I'm ahead of anybody else that comes in before or comes after me with the same request. So you don't want to be hopping around resorts. Pick a resort for your stay and stay there. There are circumstances when you can't do that, like you guys are saying, when you book and you don't have a resort to stay in or something.
Right.
But if you can do it, stay in the same exact resort the whole way. You do not want to be moving from resort to resort.
So Steve, I disagree.
And you're allowed to, but how much time do you waste moving all your stuff around and getting set up?
See, that's why I disagree, because I felt like we didn't waste any time on our first trip when we were there for, I think, 12 days. Our first 5 were at Saratoga. Our next 5 were at Bay Lake, and our last 2 were at Beach Club. And I wouldn't have changed anything about it because Saratoga was great. We were there. We could walk over to Disney Springs from where our room was. We were, I think, at the Congress Park or something section of Saratoga Springs. So we could walk to Disney Springs. When we moved to Bay Lake, it was just like, okay, we're moving all our luggage. And then we gave it to them. We went right to the park. By the time we were done with the park, we went back to the new resort, which was Bay Lake. All our stuff was already in our room. And the last day we did the Beach Club, which was 2 days, which was probably our favorite resort because of the pool and everything. But I didn't feel like we wasted a lot of time at all. Granted, you're packing, repacking, but if you just leave everything in your suitcase and take out what you need, besides your toiletries and whatnot, and
see, that comes down to how you live your vacation. I don't do it that way. I like unpacking all my stuff, putting it in the drawers, going through the whole ordeal, and then on top of that, again, you could get stuck at the back of one of those resorts because you're doing it that way. If you don't,
you book ahead, you're all right.
You can book ahead, but you still got to try to request the special rooms. Though you have to be there to check in. So if you're actually just transferring, you don't check in till you get done with the park that day. And again, and also I spend all day in the parks too. you guys, you don't.
Right.
You like to be back at the resort, so that you may have that time to go back and check in and do all that other stuff. Shep did the same thing. Shep started with me, and then we went out to the parks, and he came back to stay at Copper Creek.
Yep.
He got put on the highest floor and the farthest point back from the front lobby as you could possibly be, except for maybe like 3 rooms. So he wasn't there in time to request anything else or to ask for anything else. So it can make a massive difference and hinder your vacation. It may not.
Well, like I said, it all depends on the room location, because it definitely, like Port Orleans one, I was so disappointed that trip. This probably my most disappointed trip because of where our room was. So yeah, I can see what you're saying. That hey, if you're staying at 3 resorts, if you're staying at 1 resort, you're in Disney. So that's all that matters.
Let's say if you're at Disney, it's great. So just what level of Disney you want to be at.
And if you're at Disney with YouTubers that are close friends, it's even better.
Yeah, I would do it if you guys asked me to. I don't like it. I do think it's a massive waste of time for the way I vacation. And again, I would have to unpack everything, pack it back up, get it all moved. Yeah, they'll move your luggage for you.
Go buy a new toaster.
Huh?
Go buy a new toaster.
I had to go buy a new toaster. No, I throw the toaster in the thing. They'll move everything for you. But that's the thing. I also, when I go there, I shop for food too. So I got a whole array of food there, all my electronics and everything. I don't want to have to keep setting that up and tearing it down and go through the process of checking in and checking out every time you want to switch. For me, it costs me a lot of vacation time because I don't spend time at the resort.
You do have a 7-Eleven in your room, so
yes,
that would take a long time to break
up.
down. Real quick, Rachel Reyes Sugag is in the chat. Rockin' Robin, Mike's, people that I just noticed that popped in. That I'm sorry if I missed you guys. I'm scrolling back, but thank you guys for being here so much. And I agree. If you have 3 toasters and you want to like spread them out, just mail them to different resorts. And if you don't, the Pop-Tarts are going to be there in the morning. So,
there's another advantage to staying at one resort, I think, too. You get familiar very quickly with what's going on and the patterns, and
how the buses.
You don't have to relearn. Yeah, you know how the buses are going to work, and I would tell you, if it's your first trip, stay at 1 resort for sure.
Right.
Don't cancel a trip if you can't get. Let's say you're doing a 7-day stay and they only got 4 at Pop Century, and you're going to have to stay 3 days at Coronado.
Right.
Don't cancel your trip to stay at 1, because odds are, if you go to the front desk, you can ask them to stay at Pop, and they will help you if they can stay at Pop. And they typically have cancellations, and they'll just now they may move you to another room at Pop. That happens too, but you're still at Pop.
Right.
And like you said, you get familiar with those buses because each one of them has a separate pattern, and they matter too. But if you are, we go a lot. I mean, we really do. We go multiple times a year, so that it's a little different for us too. If you want to get around to experiencing, if you're only going to go one time and you want to experience, and the resorts matter to you, if you're going to spend a lot of time in the resorts, then that's not a bad thing. You can go from a couple different resorts throughout your trip to get a different kind of experience. Like the first time I stayed at, I took an ex-girlfriend with me one year, and they overbooked Pop Century, I think it was, or it may have been All Stars by that time. I can't remember if Pop was built yet, but they overbooked it, and they said, "Do you want to spend one night at the Poly?" We were like, "Sure." The Poly was great, but it was the worst experience I've ever had in a hotel, trying to go from that hotel, getting into the next hotel, and I hated it. I will never do it again. Just because the way I vacation, I like to be, I'm like Kelly, I rope drop, I'm in that park. I like to be out in the parks. I may go from park to park, but I don't go back to my hotel unless something massive happens or I'm done at the end of the night. That's the only time I go back.
Yeah, and I mean, it all depends. This trip here, we spent all 10 days at Caribbean Beach, and it was great. I mean, like you said, we were very familiar with the bus and schedule, and it's great to have that My Disney Experience app, because if you go into the resort and then to the bus times, you could click on Jamaica, Bahamas, whatever you were the closest to for the bus stop, and they would actually pinpoint your time. When you walk to the bus station, you look up and say, oh, Magic Kingdom's going to be here at 8:43 in the morning. You could actually see it on your phone. So if you're like trying to get ready to go out and you're like 5 minutes, let's get ready, the bus is going to be here in 5 minutes, but not knowing, you might wait a little bit longer and then miss that bus. But by having that My Experience app, getting the click on the resort and finding the bus schedule, it was a huge time saver. So I highly recommend. I mean, if you're going to Disney, you got to have the My Disney Experience app anyway. But just that was a little tip that was recently, I think, added over the last year, that they did have the bus schedules on there. So it was very beneficial, especially for a resort that has multiple bus stops.
Did you guys see this? Disney CEO Bob Iger resigns from Apple?
Yeah, because of conflict of interest.
Right.
Yeah.
And new pass holder exclusive merchandise for, well, that's not new news.
No, yeah, the Bob Iger thing. I saw that though. I was gonna mention that, but I didn't think anybody would care.
No, I'm glad you said
It's
it.
Apple. I'm not an Apple guy.
Oh, I'm an Apple guy.
He resigned from the board of companies, board of directors, because there was a conflict with conflict of interest coming up. So
the Disney Plus and the
it makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, what's the date, Steve, on Disney?
November 12th, 59 days.
I can't wait for that.
I sold 2 people on it today.
It's gonna be the best. I honestly can't wait.
I sit here and watch all the you can watch trailers now. If you go to Disney Plus, you can watch the trailers to The Mandalorian, the one about the world according to Jeff Goldblum. There's a Christmas movie already coming out called Noel with Anna Kendrick and Bill Hader. They have the trailers to Encore, which is already a show on ABC. They're bringing it there. It lists all kinds of stuff on there. You can watch trailers too, and they're pretty good. And then, of course, you're getting all the Marvel stuff, the Loki. They're having a Marvel, if you're into comics, a Marvel What If, which is, they do a lot of what if comic books where what if Spider-Man had been bad or something, or what if this event didn't happen, how would it change the universe? And then you go through that universe like that. So
I'm looking forward to all of it. So
I think it's gonna be great. 59 days, 6 hours, 40 minutes, and 55 seconds.
They have a countdown on the website, man. It's great. I've already got my 3-year subscription. I got a coupon in the mail today or yesterday there's a $20 off, I think, for a 2-year subscription if you bought it, and I can't remember, a 50. I think it's more than that. Maybe it's like 30 for 2 years, and it's $50 off of a 3-year subscription. So I got mine a lot cheaper because I got it one of the founding circle members when it first came out. But you can get it still with that big coupon. You can get it for $5.58 a month still if you do the 3-year subscription. It costs you $209, I think, $201, something like that.
I think it's going to be worth it. I think
sure.
We just got rid of Hulu recently. I think that's going to take a huge hit. I don't know what you guys have.
I don't think it will because Disney owns it. So.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, Disney's owns 67%. They own 33%, and now with the merger of with Fox, they now own 67% of it. So you can actually bundle Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN for like $12.99 a month.
Yeah, I heard you could do that with the ESPN. That might be something that we could look into. Some
of the more risky content is going to Hulu, like Deadpool, and some of the more risky shows from the station. When now some of the more risky Fox movies will go down to Hulu. A lot of that Fox content will go there. So it's just, kind of, this is more, it's like us, 99.9% family friendly. So
I don't know. After Pete tonight, we might be 99.8.
Drop a notch.
So guys, it's 12:20.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I got to work in the morning, so I know we got 28 people here tonight. Thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. But was thinking maybe we'll go around, do a little bit of a sign off if you guys are okay with that.
Yeah.
Kelly, thank you so much. I know you were a last minute spot tonight. I was meaning to text you all day long. Work was busy, family's busy, blah blah blah. But thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. And you're almost at 600 subscribers. And if you guys, I don't know, there's 27 people in the chat. All 27 have to be subscribed to you. But if they're not, go subscribe to my man, Kelly. You got anything coming up, Kelly? Anything besides watching the Kansas City Chiefs win Sunday?
Well, other than that, we're looking at tomorrow, 1:00. Mama
That's
Mouse
right.
and I
That's
are
right.
we're gonna do our 500 subscriber giveaway. We were gonna try to do it this week, but we were both sick all week, and we're just kind of getting over that. So we're gonna do our 500 giveaway tomorrow, 1:00 in the afternoon Central Time. Get that done. How are you guys coming on yours?
On our giveaways,
my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Oh,
Yeah.
It's coming up. Don't wait till he picks on me. Just wait till he calls for me.
I love you, Steve. I just trying to give you a hard time, brother. But that's what we got coming up Saturday. We're gonna do a 500 subscription giveaway, and I'm gonna try to take some of this footage that we got from our last trip and try to get something out next week.
Nice.
Been just really busy, but I've got some things I want to pull out of some of our live streams, like Chewbacca hiding behind me while the stormtroopers came by and stuff like that. I got some pretty cool footage of that stuff. So I'd like to pull that out a little bit and do some 10, 15-minute vlogs and put those in there. Some special moments from our streams from the last trip. So
that's awesome. And Kelly, it was so nice to meet you and your family.
Sure.
You, I mean, we say it all the time about the community and everything, but you and your family, you're special to my family. And even Nicole said, I think it was on the flight on the ride home, on how genuine you really are, and how you got down on your knee and talked to PJ like man to man, talked about candy, and just you're just such a nice person, you and your family. So we are so blessed to meet you, and I look forward to always having you on. So thank you so much for everything you do. And when you were at Walt Disney's Bond, putting this and that and everything up in the rafters, I mean, I was at work. That really, I mean, this whole community is priceless. But you're one of the elites, and I can't thank you for everything you do.
I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate the kind words. Mama and I really enjoyed PJ a lot, and that was a lot of fun. But meeting you guys was one of the biggest highlights. And I wish I would have got a chance to spend a little more time with you guys when we were down there.
It was tough juggling about 40 YouTubers down there trying to meet and spread out the time through everyone. That's the only thing we kind of regret. It was we didn't have a long enough trip to actually fit everything we actually wanted to do. We'd have to be there at least 6 months. But I know you touched Nicole's heart, and I just wanted to thank you for that. And
thank you.
You mean a lot to us, so I really appreciate that. Steve, my man, who are you trying out for Indianapolis Colts QB this weekend, or are you just gonna watch football from your house?
Callback. So look, they should have won last week, and it wasn't his fault. I don't like Jacoby Brissett, but I gotta give him credit. He did well. I mean, when you got a 900-year-old kicker that has been money his whole life, and he missed 2 field goals, an extra point, and they lose in overtime, it's not Jacoby Brissett's fault they lost on the road. They should have beat a very good team on the road. They played well enough to do it. They're going to be okay, but yeah, they could have been a little.
You got a good.
It was Kansas City and Indianapolis the entire way until he retired. That's what it was in the AFC. But anyways, would like to reiterate the same what Zip said about Kelly. Kelly's amazing. Just the whole family's great, and Kelly was right there for me when I needed him. He's always been there for me when I need him. So could not be happier to have met you, buddy. I'm just glad that you're in our lives. So thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
I do have a 1,000 subscriber giveaway coming up, and it will be coming up because hold on, so I took a piece of paper today and I wrote down everything. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other giveaways and swaps, along with my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Makes 8.
Oh my
I
God.
organized them all. I wrote down the dates and times. I've got 2 of them already filmed. And I went to the Disney store today. My Disney store has a monster sale going on right now. They have an entire clearance section, and I'm talking about some good stuff. And I'm in this doggy swap giveaway thing too. And I went in there just looking for something for a dog. They had an entire section on clearance for a dog, like toys and pillows and all kinds of stuff. So I picked up a bunch of stuff. They had at least 25 different coffee mugs there, all like on clearance for like $2.99 to $5.99. And then everything that was on clearance was an additional 40% off the ticketed price for it through Sunday.
Wow.
So, and on top of that, I also have a Disney Visa, so which it can be a debit card or a credit card, and you save another 10% off your entire order after that. So I did spend quite a bit of money today. I came back with, they give these reusable bags, and they're monstrous. I don't have any here somehow. I don't know where they're all at, but I had 5 of them. I could literally not carry anything else with me. That's why I had to stop. Zip goes, go back in. I said, I can't carry anything else with me.
I say go back in and buy everything Ariel.
I spent $167 and the ticket prices were over $700.
That's amazing.
So I picked up, they were the towels I was getting for $4 and some odd cents. I was getting blankets, fleeces. Wow. So I'm good now. I got my 1,000 subscriber giveaway stuff. I don't know. I almost want to just wait till I get to 1,500 because I don't want to do 1,000 and then turn around and do 1,500 again, but we'll see. So it is coming out. And along with the other giveaways and things that I have, because they're all written down with dates, times, everything's good to go. I'm organized now. But yeah, so I got that coming up. And that's really all I got. I honestly, I got to get back in the swing of things. I still have not even looked for my footage off the trip yet. I'm letting everybody else get through their stuff. Then I'll start putting all mine together. I have not put out a video since the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge video, which has been like 4 weeks ago.
The loop giveaway one.
Huh?
Right? The loop giveaway video.
Yeah, the loop giveaway. Yeah. So from August 1st is when it posted. So that's how long ago it's been. And I didn't do another one for like 2 weeks before that. So I've got videos that I'm going to start working on, but I just enjoy these live streams so much that I'm concentrating on them, and we'll go from there. But thanks, Zip, for having me.
So I got to share this with you because I spent literally 20 minutes standing in front of this thing today.
Yeah? That's Walmart.
I know, but I wanted it. I wanted this Funko Pop.
Okay. Well, that is awesome. I just realized what it is because I just saw the Walmart 544 tag in the background. I shop at Walmart enough that I know that's Walmart tag, but that's not on sale at the Disney store.
Not on sale. It was $19 at Walmart.
Wow, that's expensive for Walmart.
Well,
not for that. It's not.
That's big.
Is it big?
Yeah, it's big. It's not little. It comes in a box this big.
Oh, all right.
And it's technically it's two Funko Pops too. It's
okay. I'm thinking
RC and Woody. It took me 20 minutes. I stood there for 20 minutes.
Did you get it?
No.
Oh,
obviously not if he's showing us a picture.
But it could have been in the other room though.
True.
So the other thing, I mean, you need to go to the Disney store if you got one close to you. They had,
I do.
They had toys for kids, like they had outfits you can wear. They had back to school supplies. It was loaded with stuff, and I was just shoving stuff. I bought 12 coffee mugs, and they all between $2 and $4 a piece. Really? And I'm not talking about generic ones. I'm talking about like Ursula. I got one of the Maleficent. I got one of Sebastian. They're really good. And then the Disney plushes, the 12-inch plushes, were already marked down to $5.99, 40% off that, plus 10% off for my. So I was getting them for $3, $2, something like that. For 12-inch plushes, I got Jafar, I got Olaf, Doug and Russell from Up. I got the Genie, and I got Iago, and I got Kevin the bird from Up. They just Minnie Mouse, I think, was there. It was insane. Wow. And I kept asking her, I said, this is 40% off this lowest price here. And one other tip, if you're going to go, if you pick up one that says like $7.99, look and make sure there's not a cheaper one, because there was a bunch of them like that today where I could find one that said $3.99 and one that said $7.99.
Wow.
And then you get $3.99, 40% off that, 10% off the total.
Now I know where I'm going in the morning.
That's where I'm going in the morning again too. I'm going to.
I literally have 15 minutes.
I'm driving an hour south to pick up my mom, and then 2 hours north to take her up there. So
that's awesome. Two Road Geeks just stopped in too. What's up, guys? We're actually signing off right now. You guys all set?
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right. I want to thank everyone here for being in the chat, especially Kelly and All Things Fun. Steve, you guys are amazing.
I forgot one. Hang on a minute. I am changing my logo. That's the other thing. I legitimately changing my logo. So there might even be like maybe I'll hold a contest or something to get the people involved. But I will be changing my logo. I still want it to be orange and blue, but the middle section's coming out. So we'll see how it goes.
And Josh from Practically Perfect Park up and just popped in. He says, "You guys are still going."
What we do.
So Steve, doesn't matter. You're always all things fun in my eyes, no matter what. You guys, thank you all for being here. Our John's tomorrow night. He's going to be doing his first live stream. What is it? 8:30? Did he say exactly? I know it's Phantasmic. I don't know what
Phantasmic
time.
usually runs at 9, I think.
Is it 9? All right. So be on the lookout for that. This and that, guys. Wednesday night, 9:00. It's on Shep's channel this week. You don't want to miss it. We are having such a blast, and I can't thank you guys enough for that, for everything you do. I have a ton of I was going through. I have so much footage from our last trip. I don't even know where to start. I have a great resort review that I'm going to be doing with Caribbean Beach. I think the next one I'm going to be doing is PJ and I drinking the milk in Star Wars and building a droid. There's just I probably have at least a dozen great vlogs that are going to be coming out once a week. Thank you guys. Zip After Doc. We were way off topic tonight, but we did filter back a little bit. I can't thank you two enough. Dave earlier, Pete McDevitt, you guys are all the best. Nicole wanted to jump on tonight because she loves talking about resorts, but we did have some company, so hopefully next Friday she'll pop on. But thank you guys so much. We will see you tomorrow, 1:00 on Myers and the Mouse's stream, I'm sure. Thank you guys, and Zippity Doodad. There's plenty of sunshine. Head in your way, guys. Have a good night.